This is Roma Reacts, a series where I watch patrons submitted videos with all of you guys, and the first video is sent in by Matchapaki, and it is if Genshin Impact had randomly occurring bosses too. Eilectric boogaloo, I'm guessing, is the finish to this. Let's check it out. I detested it. Wait, what's happening?
I desire to spar with you.
Oh my freaking god! It's Majima everywhere. Yakuza. That's awesome. That is seriously so cool.
I desire to spar with you.
And the throwing of the chair is absolutely brilliant. Like, absolutely brilliant stuff. Is there gonna be a different version of... Oh, up from above.
Unsheathe your weapon.
This is so freaking awesome. I'm pulling out the sword out of their chest. Right. So if anyone doesn't know what the Majima-Everywhere system is, which I'm sure Matchapaki knows what it is as well, sending in this video as well. The Majima-Everywhere system was a system that was brought in with, I believe, Yakuza, the first one, Yakuza Kiwami, the remake of the first one. I'm not sure if it's in the original. I just being honest, because I never played the actual original. I played every Yakuza game that's been on PlayStation, like 4, if that makes sense, like every single one of them. And basically, like, the system was that this guy who was kind of like obsessed with fighting you, called Majima, Goru Majima, who was obsessed with fighting your character, Kazuma Kiryu. There was like this idea that like he would fight you, try to get a fight with you absolutely everywhere. So at random occurrences throughout the game, Majima would like come out of nowhere and be like from under a traffic cone or from like from a manhole. And like, it's just so funny how like they did this here, because it's exactly what the Majima Everywhere system is. And I'm so freaking impressed by this. Like, it's just like exactly what it is. It's exactly what the Majima Everywhere system is, and I freaking love it. Thank you so much for sending Matchapaki. Right? Again, if I ever get names wrong, just say, hey, you got the name wrong. You're a bad person. The next video is sent in by Minu, and it is another Honeyworks video. It's My Little Angel featuring Sena Narumi. Let's check it out. Send it back to the start there. My little sister, I love you. We've grown very attached. Yeah, oh my god, we're getting this perspective now. No. The trying to see your little sister. Oh my god, that's adorable. Oh my god, just putting on the hand-me-downs. Whoa. And then the unseen weaknesses as well. So, just to pause it already. First of all, as usual, the colors are absolutely beautiful. The designs of these characters are like some of my favorites. But like, what's so interesting about the way this is portrayed is like from the perspective of the sister. Because last time, or the last few episodes, we've had the perspective of the younger sister, Mona, I believe, looking at her older sister and saying, that's perfection. I have to be as good as that sister. Or like, maybe I'm being kind of like forgotten about a little bit. And maybe from my perspective of comparing myself to my sister, sometimes I can feel like I'm getting left behind a little bit. But then from the perspective of like her older sister, she's actually saying, hey, the reason why like I'm looking at you thinking I have to feel like I'm the perfect older sister, that I have to be like someone who like you have to look up to. And it's so interesting that like from different perspectives, we actually get like a completely different answer, I guess. I mean, that happens all the time in life, and that's why these Honeyworks videos are so good, is because they do like reflect actual life sometimes. Because there's so many times when you're like, man, why is this person saying this? Why is this person doing this? Like, and they're making me feel this way. And then from their perspective, they're probably like, oh yeah, I have to do this because I have to do this, and then to make that person feel better. And really, like, it's just the lack of communication that we have sometimes, because it's hard to communicate those feelings, right? It's really hard. Gorgeous colors. Absolutely gorgeous colors. My dreams on the left. Oh my god, the tears. I'm And we know that the again, like that's like it's a super difficult thing, like because like again with Mona, like she has been constantly like, you know, every time she gets a little bit upset, like she finds it hard to go to like her mother or father or her sister. But we learned like in the last song that like she actually does, you know, benefit from that and actually does feel good in the end. Obviously from her older sister's perspective, she's like, well, what am I doing wrong? Very, very cute. And there's a lot of love coming from her older sister, you know? Yeah, I don't know what to say. It can be difficult. It can be so difficult. Yeah? Oh, wow. Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trying to be ideal, and especially being a model as well. Oh my god, it's like a Dragon Quest game. That's awesome. Raising her level. Oh, the burger as well. That's some sweets. Waiting with the towel. Oh my god. Yeah. So sweet. The pressing of the face. And this moment. Seen so many times at this stage, but from different perspectives. Like how proud was you, exactly how proud must you be? How proud must you be? And she has a Mona hat on as well. The waistcoat? Yes. And now getting the crowd to sing along as well. These are Mona's fans. Sometimes, like, actually just being there for someone is, like, more important than the actual, like, hearing about what's wrong, right? Like, you don't, like, sometimes you won't get to hear what's wrong. But that person might always remember the fact that they did get to eat sweets and watch TV with you, right? Like, that's a huge deal. That's a huge, huge deal. Yeah. Oh my god, look. The pinky promise. With her dreams. Oh my god, my dudes love again. Both their dreams. Fantastic happy here. Oh my god, the two of them. This is actually like, I know it's like trying to portray something. Consult together. Oh my god. Look how sweet they look. Absolute sweethearts. And again, the design of this whole video has been absolutely great as well as usual. Oh my god, yeah, posing in front of it. This is a proud sister. This is a proud, proud sister. And like, I think like, again, there's so many absolutely gorgeous things that happen in the Honeyworks videos. Like, and that was no different, I think, you know, from like the other ones. But I think what was like, I guess like, you know, usually we're able to like ascertain a certain style, but I think this time they were just trying to portray like the I guess like a mixture of like the memories and also like showing like a side by side of the two girls of like, you know, what one of them is seeing and what the other one's seeing, the different perspectives. They also like this time around with this, which actually like really, you know, impressed the heck out of me, is like this again, it looked like it was just trying to like be symbolic of like what it is. It's like, if you cry, I'll cry. If you laugh, I'll laugh. That kind of way. Like, but I really feel like what it was like, it actually isn't a bad exercise to do, because it actually looked very, very fun. The idea of like, oh, you're crying, okay, I'll try and cry about the stuff I've cried about too. Oh, you're laughing, I'll laugh too. And then they sat together and had a little chat together. Beautiful artwork. The pink and the whites in this one, did it really good. But then again, it wasn't just pinks and whites. There was lots of, again, like I think what this series does really well, every single video, is that there is kind of like a color coordination to it, but the colors are very bright without actually betraying the more deeper message that happens in the songs as well. Thank you so much for sending in again. These are so fun and so impactful. It's crazy how we've gotten along with the story. And it just goes to show that, like, music and the type of lyrics can be so universal when it comes to helping people understand a story. It really can be. Thank you so much for sending in. The next video is sent in by Azadrak, and it is the origin of words. Let's check this out. It's a Lorebits Ashikai video. Let's check this out.
So Alhaitham's teaser dropped, and while it didn't actually contain any lore per se, it did remind me of a few things I wanted to talk about but couldn't actually fit into any
Great
other
teaser, by the way.
So Alhaitham, as you might know, is from the Academia's Haravitat Darshan, same as Farazan. Students of...
I might put the captions on this just because... and maybe just keep captions on United States. For everything, just because, like, it just, if there's auto captions, it's a good thing to have.
Specialized in semiotics and linguistics, which is basically the study of symbols, letters, alphabets, and etymology. Now, in the real world, this field also includes the study of the origins of both words and symbols. But in Genshin, studying the origin of words is forbidden and considered a cardinal sin and a crime punishable by the Mahamatra.
Just showing Sena what he can do.
This pursuit, along with 5 others that are not worth mentioning right now, were condemned was because supposedly some researchers were far too ambitious in their studies into these areas, and that could result in them becoming, quote, devastated by their own knowledge.
We know what happens to ambition in academia, for sure.
But there does seem to be this immediate parallel, right, to King Deshret and his pursuit of forbidden knowledge, and it does make you wonder if the two are related, even if it's a little bit loose.
Okay.
See, semiotics is all about the origins of symbols, right? And some of the languages that the Haravitat Darshan study include King Deshret's script. Now, that wouldn't really be a big deal, except for the fact that his script is found predominantly all over his technology, especially his robots. Now, we already know that there's a very close tie between the function of the symbols on the ancient machines and the capabilities of the machines themselves. Otherwise, there would be no reason for Farazan to show any interest at all in constructing machinery when her darshan is specifically focused on semiotics. So
again, it's one, I'm so glad, because again, we do a lot in Genshin, and I talked about how, I think I talked about our upcoming episode, how we have done, in Genshin, we have done basically 3.5 years worth of content in 10 months. So obviously sometimes you miss this stuff, and I didn't even think about this, fully. The idea of her darshan.
In the real world, autonomous machines do have a language associated with them. It's their programming language. Which leads me to the logical conclusion that runes and symbols found on robots and ancient technology is a type of programming language, of which there can be multiple types. If you compare the desert robots to Conrian technology, you'll notice that they both follow the same rule of carving runes onto the surface of the robot, but the symbols themselves are different, which means that these are likely two different programming languages performing more or less the same tasks. Now, we'll come back to this in a second, but do you remember the silver twig that we got from Irminsul after Nahida deleted Rukkhadevata? If you read the description of it, it recalls a legend of a sage hanging upside down on a tree, which allowed him to acquire knowledge of runes and how to control sacred words, a power he then used to establish a kingdom in the tree's roots. This is an obvious retelling of a Norse myth wherein Odin, the God King, hung himself upside down from the world tree Yggdrasil in order to acquire the power of the magic runes. With that, we can assume that this legendary tree is actually Irminsul, especially since Irmin is another name for Odin.
It's, again, Ashikai does this all the time, and it's fantastic. This idea of, how they connect things to stuff that's, real-world mythology compared to, Genshin mythology. And to me, it just starts to give I think starts to give a lot of theories a lot of weight, because if it starts to be more than a coincidence, right? When you start doing it that way.
And Irminsul is effectively a giant computer or a cloud server with Nahida functioning as its haptic devices, kind of like a keyboard and a mouse, right?
Interesting way to put it.
And remember, Conria was an underground civilization, and Irminsul's roots stretch into the Abyss, and the Abyss Order is made up of former Conrian citizens, while the Black Serpent Knights were Conrian soldiers, and both of these enemy types drop dark statuettes. Dark statuettes depict a bearded man missing an eye, and guess what? Odin was also missing an eye. And
again, it's so cool.
Ermin was, again, another name for Odin, and we know that the king of Conria was named King Ermin. Now, all of this is really just to say that I think the whole do not look into the origin of words is saying that you're only allowed to investigate language until you hit source code level, and then you're not allowed to continue lest you end up drowning in the corrupted data stream of forbidden knowledge like Deshret.
So don't go too far.
This might explain a little bit about Irminsul's area of influence as well. If we think of it as having power over runes or symbols, then that should include language and the written word. So when its records are tampered with, it can reach out and edit text in the real world to match that, like books and memories and that kind of stuff, since you could argue that everyone connected to Irminsul basically has a brain that's reading the official Irminsul record when it remembers things, right?
Right.
And now I'm wondering if maybe Conria tampered with the world's source code and Celestia went, "Murder! Murder! We have a virus in our midst! Deploy the nails! I repeat, deploy the nails!"
So the idea that, like, because the source code, quote unquote, was being tampered with, that's why they dropped the nails? Because we do know, like, that's a popular theory, right? The idea that, like, the nails were dropped into the world to stop the knowledge of something seeping out. And, you know, there was a theory before that the idea they dropped the nails was to stop the idea of, like, people finding out the sky was fake. Yeah.
Raise the firewall. Our VPN shall not be breached. So yeah, I mean, there's that. Now, curiously, and a little bit off topic, but kind of related, Alhaitham in his trailer raises another kind of interesting point that I wanted to make a note of.
Okay.
Technically, every time something is written down, two things are actually recorded: the words that are written and the words that are not. When he says that the scribe's job is to not only record the things that were said, but also the unanswered questions that resulted from the things that were said, he's acknowledging that there's value in the absence of knowledge. To put it another way, sometimes what's written may be far less important than what's not. When Scaramouche deleted himself, he left gaps in the record. Those gaps could be recognized by questions, but not by an actual record, since a record can be tampered with. It's like the concept of negative space.
Right, okay.
You can either see the things that are there, or you can see the space that's around the thing that's there, right? So his whole "some questions may remain unanswered forever" might actually be acknowledgement that some knowledge can never be recovered or even acquired. Some things will always be forgotten, and maybe that's the true nature of the abyss.
No, I actually love that. For anyone watching the Raincode videos, we talk about it constantly, how the idea of, like, hitting a brick wall can sometimes be the best thing that's ever happened to you when you're doing, like, a lore investigation or investigation into something deeper, because it means that for a fact that that's the wrong path to walk down, at least for now. It's the same thing when you're playing Resident Evil and you get to a locked door, and it's a good feeling because, not because like, oh, I can't go any further. It's that you know that there's other places to explore and you can explore other ideas. And in this case, I think they're saying that, like, the idea that, like, because the nature of the abyss is that it is kind of like this hole, I guess, like this negative space, almost, you could describe it as, or something like that. Like, it's actually like knowledge itself, the idea that some stuff is not even being able to be seen.
Maybe everything that is recorded, and the abyss is everything.
That's such an interesting way of putting it.
Anyway, this has been my little lore bit for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye.
Does Ashikai do a lore bit every single day? Is that what they do? That's pretty interesting. Yeah, no, like, I love that idea. I love the idea that, like, there's a negative space and there's like, you know, the recorded and unrecorded. And again, like, it's not the same thing when I say locked doors in Resident Evil, but you get what I'm saying. It's the idea that, like, that's still knowledge. And like, we're playing Raincode, and the idea that, like, when we get to a space that we can't find an answer to, or like, say when we get to like if we find out for sure, like, oh wait, there's no evidence in the gym. We can't get anything out of the gym. Like, that's actually Halara, the character Halara would say, well, that is actually knowledge. That's knowledge. You know now that there is nothing in the gym. You know that. And it's like, oh, that's such an interesting way of putting it. It's the same thing when, like, of anything in life, I suppose. Like, you know, it's like there's, yes, like, you know that, like, this is not a thing, so you can work on this thing instead. But in this case, I think they're saying the idea is that, first of all, that the machines are maybe, like, powered, or maybe, like, have been influenced by the runes on them. The words are very powerful. The idea that you can't go further than the source code of words themselves, because there can be, like, this I guess this feeling of like it will drive you to madness, because you do know that knowledge is incredible in Tevat, but knowledge can also lead to the destruction of one's mind, someone going crazy. It can also lead to someone doing stuff that they would regret. But I love the concept of negative space being an important thing as well. The idea of nothingness being a lot. It's something that, like, although it sounds kind of like deep and stuff, I guess it just makes sense in a lot of ways. With the guy, I guess video game logic I applied to it, but also I guess some real world logic too. Very interesting to think about. Thank you so much for sending in, Azadrak. The next video is sent in by Geonave, and it is, guess we are doing a lore theme with this one. So it is Genshin 3rd anniversary, CN 3rd anniversary, Light in the Abyss. Is that what we're... Yeah, that is the... I always have to double check what videos are, because, you know, if I get the wrong video, you know, my boss will fire me. He'll fire me. Hey, you doing Roma Reacts in there? I'm doing Roma Reacts. You doing Roma Reacts? Oh, you're fired. I will kill you. No, you can't say that. I will kill you. You can't say that to your employee. You'll be my dead employee. That's not a word. Okay. Okay, let's watch the Light in the Abyss. Sorry about that, Geonave. Let's go. Authorities granted. I will say this before we get into it, because I don't want to interrupt it as we're going forward. If potentially evil, why is this character, every time they betray this character, always serving? Just answer that question, please. Answer it right now. Answer it. Oh my god. What a depiction. Let's skip it back a bit again, because I want to make sure I'm reading everything. So they're the victors of, like, the Archon War, right? Celestia in the background. Oh, the Abyss. Conria. Oh. Oh. Holy hell. Are they depicting Conria like they're not? Oh, there's Dainsleif. No. Lusamine. This is beautiful. I really feel like, you know, showing stuff like this, and it was the same with the Carberry episode as well, where it's like really like it's your nose right up against it, right? Whenever we meet Dainsleif, we have to think about that stuff as well. But like seeing like Conria like this, it just makes everything like even more real, right? Because it's like it's like, hey, this is what it looked like. This is what it was. There was like real people, real feelings, real happiness, real sadness that was ripped away from people. And it's a beautiful song as well. And there we go. Right away. Yeah. Horrific stuff. Is that... I wonder if that's depicting Kaya's dad. Or maybe that's not even Dainsleif. It could be like Dainsleif family as well. It could be like relatives. Oh my god, the music, and look at that! The rune golem falling! Horrific stuff. Like, and it's so like brutal. Like the music is fantastic, but the idea of it is so brutal as well, right? Look at Vada. And is that a... Oh my god, look at... Oh yeah, yes, oh my god. I'm so amazed, like this is depicted like a freaking like full-on series like that they could do. Rain Shogun. Yes, of course, because her sister left. Her sister left to fight in this as well. This song is like, do you hear this? Like, look, and it's of course mostly played this section because I think people are pausing at this section as you would be. But this is a very sad one as well. Again, this is putting like, it puts everything into perspective to show you like in one like package, right? Of like how this affected everybody. And that's Venti always serving that out, and there's Zhongli as well. Insane. With Barbados. So crazy. I just realized how loud that was. If there's an echo, I'm so sorry. Holy, the animation's look at that. Look at Venti. Man. You know what I mean? Like, it's right in her face now. Like, yeah, the stream of the emotions. This was a real place that got freaking destroyed. And then it all seeped up all over the ground. You see all the deaths happening as well with this war as well. Like, it affected so many people. Dear Christ. Oh, with the music with the raindrops. The tree expanding as well. The glorious kingdom I live, sleep in underland the day I set upon the way. Sodash. And there's Lamine and Danes that found their journey as well. Near the R&R area. Oh no, they're in the desert as well. That was incredible. Now, that was not only depicting the idea of like what happened in Kari, but also depicting, you know, what happened with the Cataclysm, and then like I guess there's also at the same time like depicting who fought in the war, who like how it affected people. We talked about like that when we did when we watched the Lantern Rite Festival, because it was like a clear showing of like who lost people in that war, who lost like loved ones. Because I think that always happens like sometimes where it's like you know, you're going through Genshin and there's so many different stories happening, but then like you're snapped back into reality where you're like, holy hell, that like thing that they're all talking about, like, oh, the war, the Cataclysm, this and this and that, right? They say so many things, but when you boil it down to what it actually is, right? You can talk about the surrounding nature of it, like of what it is, like it's a war that this happened and that happened and this happened here and this happened here, but all those different actions that happened at different times during those battles, during the Cataclysm, during the war, during all this stuff, behind all of that is emotions. It's real things that happened, real people that lost their lives, that lost their friends. This is a dark time, and you saw it depicted there like so amazingly so. That was so cool to see. Thank you so much for sending in Geonave. It's always cool seeing that stuff. Heartbreaking, but also very cool. Because I think sometimes, like, even someone who, like, loves the story and loves the emotion behind Genshin, like, as we said with the Carabre mission, it's like grabbing you by the back of your head, right? And it's the same with Dainsleif. It's the same with, like, seeing stuff with her sister. It's grabbing us by the back of the head and forcing our nose up against like a like painting that depicts something that is so horrific, and it's like, this is what happened. This is what, and Genshin loves doing that. And like this video, I feel like is like, that's why it's so Genshin to me. It loves doing that, And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, by the way, because it needs to sometimes. Because like it's like all the time, you see that in real life. How many times do we talk about like tragedies that have happened or battles or wars that have happened? Like, you know, we talk about like the idea of World War II or World War I or any world wars as if they're just wars now. When we come enough far, like when we're like, you know, decades away from them, we're like, oh, that was a war that happened. This was that. In Ireland, we called the thing the Troubles, right? The Civil War in Ireland, it was the Troubles. They call them the Troubles. But when you look back and it's like there was real emotions behind it. And sometimes like it's like a good thing to like look at that and be like, oh my God, yes, this is what happened. This is who was hurt. The real people behind it. Because it's like, oh, this army versus this army. Yeah, but there's also in this army, there was a father, there was a brother, there was a sister, there was a loved one, there was someone who had a life. You know, there's some of this. It's all just so freaking interesting to see, and you see that here depicted in this video. It's incredible. It really is incredible. The next video is sent in my dev trap, and it is a HoYoFair Coco Cat's Dreamland journey. Let's check it out. Oh my God. Already look at this depiction. I'm so happy to see this. Yo! And Vaughn just here as well. No. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. And what do you gotta say to this, Vaughn? Oh, like Vaughn the hat. That's actually very sweet.
Humans are so odd. They always find a way to leave something behind.
Yep.
What is left behind can help us remember.
This is great voice acting as well here.
There's another place behind Tibet where people who have passed away live.
Hanishiro Sato.
If we keep their photos or portraits, they can come visit us on that day every year.
Oh my God, look. This is so pretty. We know that. Oh my God. Oh my dear Christ. How pretty is that? Oh my God, and are they all visiting their loved ones as well? Oh, there's the Rain Shogun. Oh no, we're friends. Oh no, not the Yashkas. And Rue, this is devastating. What the hell? And is this depicting Vaughn? Hanashiro Sato. Why would they do this?
It's pretty strange that you've been here so much longer than the others. But no one's keeping your photos? Who's been missing you? Sorry, I don't know.
No.
But I have
No. I just like realized like so quickly like what was happening here. It took me a second. It took me a second, but I was like, oh my God, who's this little boy? Then I was like, oh, of course.
here for a
Of
long
course.
time. I'm very happy that someone's
No. Oh God. Someone is keeping your memory alive. That's a perfect.
Oh, what a lovely
It's a Monday morning when I'm recording this, and I'm already feeling so choked up.
kitten. Are you lost?
That's a perfect depiction of Vaughn, by the way. Oh my God. How dare.
Don't worry about the departed you're missing.
Stop.
Just like tributary.
There's Tepe as well. It's Monday morning. And by the way, when I say like it's Monday morning, why you make me sad, right? I love this type of stuff. I love feeling emotions. I love watching emotional stuff. I love getting emotional. It shows we're human.
Of a river
You know?
will eventually meet in the sea.
Oh my God. Look at all this. Like, they're doing such a good job. This is such a reverence. This is such a freaking reverence. And care for this show. Care for this game, sorry. This is such a care. And there's Gui Zhang. Oh, it's okay.
If you expect a reunion, you can put a photo around and wait for their echoes.
So. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Paimon Walker just having a blast going on here. This is perfect. This is perfect. There's Rukadavata. When Nihida deserves a cry. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, like, oh, you should cry. I mean, in like, everyone, you know, and everyone deserves to let stuff out, let emotions out. Is that... It's all, oh my god. Guys, I need to say something, right? Believe it or not, Calvin the Yapper has to say something, would you believe? Such a beautiful, beautiful video. And that's the thing with Roma Reacts, we get so many amazing videos. Like we had the last one which depicted something absolutely horrible. And this is something that depicted something like incredibly sad as well. But I thought that was a perfect depiction of Vaughn. Because I always said that Vaughn is like a cat. Vaughn is like a cat. It's like the type of thing where like it takes a while to trust you, but when they do trust you, they are like a lot, you know, nice, not nicer, I suppose, but they feel a lot more present with you, right? And they depicted so many loved ones that were lost in that video. But also just like the idea of like, again, Vaughn is missing so many people and feels like they don't deserve to be missed by so many people. You know, you can relate that to the idea of Xiao as well. And I think the reason why Xiao wasn't like there with them, was only being thought about with them, you know what I mean? Like about visiting his friends and stuff, was because he just doesn't feel like he deserves that still. You know what I mean? Like he's coming around, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we saw him at that party during the Lantern Rite. He's coming around for sure. There's this feeling of like, you know, I can maybe like visit people more often. But like, what I think is just so sweet about all of that is that like, I think it really does show not only the reverence that people have for the characters and the loved ones that are gone in this game, but also like for Vaughn, who we all love, and like not everyone has to love him, but I feel like we all like have like an appreciation for his story. And when Vaughn like was picked up by Niwa, like it felt like it was just like Vaughn needs this. Vaughn needs this so freaking badly, but he can't get this back. He can't talk to all the people that he felt like that betrayed him. He felt like the people that like did do him wrong, but in the end, like, you know, either they didn't do him wrong or he didn't know the full story to what had happened, you know? And I so badly wish that Vaughn could have that. Vaughn could have something like this. It's such a sweet thing. Thank you so much for sending it in, Death Trap. That was absolutely beautiful. Some really, like, I feel like people are trying to kill me today. I feel like people are trying to kill me. Not intentionally so. Unless it is intentionally so, then we got to talk, you know? We got to talk about that, you know? Maybe that's not the healthiest thing in the world, to try and intentionally kill Calvin. But yeah, thank you so much for sending in Death Trap. That was awesome. The next video is sent to by Emerald, and it is the Her Wishes, which is a song that was in The Dirge of Bilqis, which is a beautiful song. Let's check it out. It's haunting. Haunting and beautiful. Done such a good job at separating itself so quickly from the other songs in the game. I think that's just because like it has like a very like, you know, whenever they do an ethereal vocal track or even a vocal track on some Genshin songs, it's like you take notice so quickly, don't you? But this song just like makes me think of Jet. Like, listen to this. Makes you think of Jet, makes you think of the Goddess of Flowers, makes you think of that amazing mission. Like, do you hear that? Incredible. And like when I say it sounds so different from other songs in the game, like obviously that's completely intentional. This is supposed to be an oasis, right? When you go to the desert, it has, you know, the very desert music, right? And I should say different from other songs in the desert, right? Because it is supposed to be a contrast. Like the desert has some beautiful music, some gorgeous music that fits the theme of the desert, it fits the culture of the desert in a lot of times, and the music of the desert and the instruments they play in the desert in this region. But like one of the things that they wanted to do with the Eternal Oasis that you can hear is like when you come to the Eternal Oasis, it's supposed to be like so different from what we've seen before. Listen to that. It's supposed to be like this area like where like the searing heat can't get you, where the cold nights can't affect you. It's supposed to be an area where like nothing can harm you, and we know a lot of things can harm you in Genshin. I said it a million times, Teyvat is built on a lot of violence. just shocking when I heard it the first time, and hearing it now is just as beautiful. Because I'm walking around with Fischl on the water that felt like jelly. Beautiful stuff. Like, man, Genshin's music, like, it's kind of, like, I know this sounds so strange because, like, Genshin doesn't need it. Like, it really doesn't need it. I want to make that perfectly clear when I say this. Genshin does not need game awards. It does not need the recognition of any award show. It doesn't. Right? And I want to make that perfectly clear when I say this. It does not need the recognition of an award show that is decided by, not but decided by everybody, right? But to me, like, it's weird. Like, this is called the unfathomable. Like, wrote that album. It's unfathomable to me that anyone can like hear Genshin's music and not just like fall in love. I don't know. The music just deserves to be like revered. It really does, and I mean the word revered. It's absolutely beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I thank you so much for sending it in, Emerald. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous track. The next song is sent in by Cosmic Catloaf, and it is Cure, Sue and MIZI version Alien Stage. Oh, wow. It's always like, because we watched the Alien Stage a while back, I want to make a compilation of all my Alien Stages reactions so we can like watch the new one maybe. But it's super, super interesting that this thing is like, again, it's something that I didn't even know about, but now I do know about it. It's pretty cool. And sad, sad stuff. The heartbeat. Jesus, man. Dissolving your gaze is so strong. I remember this line, "Please leave me scars," right? Like, this was a line from the actual Alien Stage episodes themselves. And like, I remember this line so vividly because of like how strong it is. Like, the idea of like, hey, leave something behind that makes me feel something, right? Not a single drop of me remains. Alien Stage is crazy. Buried in the blur of time. Like, the lyrics are fantastic. Like, just so well written. Yes, my soul. Man, it's so like early 2000s like new metal to me in the best way possible, right? Like the kind of sadder, more new metal songs that I would listen to. And I think some people sometimes take that as like, but I'm talking about like the way like Evanescence would do this like really cool thing at like the end of a chorus, at the end of a song, where like it would like follow on the song, but it would go into like almost like a different. It sounds like the same song, but it goes into a whole different like beat, a different key, almost like a different like riff even as well that you didn't hear before. It's so cool. If you haven't seen Alien Stage, like, you definitely should watch it. Carved scars beneath my eyes. It's the idea of like, hey, you're allowed to do this, by the way. You're allowed to do this. I want you to do this. sick of these nights to come. These nights to come, like already sick of them. That's so just, yeah, because like, you know, like the idea of, again, like the idea of like being upset about the idea of like, even like, it's like, you know you can't sleep most nights and you're even dreading like the next 4 nights, right? It's like, I just have to get you these nights, you know what I mean? Like, but they're going through like way more than I ever could go through. Way more. And they have to deal with these emotions while also going through all that stuff. Horrific. You know? Can you imagine having all those usual emotions like love, sadness, regret, all those things, while also having to deal with this freaking game? This is amazing, this part. This is what I'm talking about. And again, it's almost like I want to be read, like at the very least, like even if like it's almost like making me feel something, like, you know. Yes, me. Really, really, again, like always, like super, super impressive stuff. I was gonna pause it to say something, but I think it's almost over. Like, as you can tell, like the tone changes, right? And that happens a lot with Roma Reacts, is like, and it's what makes it so cool in so many ways, is the idea that, like, you know, every single video brings a different thing to the table, brings a different tone to the table. And and it could be like something that's like a comedy video, something very sad, something very upsetting, something, and it's always like very interesting to have that. I think that's what makes Roma React so fun as well, that it is like this perfect depiction of like not only just the computer, but also I feel like the emotions that you can feel through art as well happen a lot in this video as well. That song to me is just like so like someone like, and again, my interpretation is wrong because we have heard it before, by the way. We have heard it. We've seen the actual video for it as well, and what they go through. But like I say, like the idea of going through something so horrible, right? The idea of going through something so horrific, but you still have to deal with all the human emotions as well. Like, what does that do to you? Can you imagine being in love with someone? Can you imagine about wanting to be with someone, thinking about someone all the time, but you also have to think about the idea of, am I going to be alive tomorrow? That's scary. That's so scary to even think about, because how horrible is the emotion of love and longing, and the feelings of longing, and the feelings of love, and the feelings of the sorrows you feel surrounded by that, and the feeling of wanting to feel something or dreading something, because we all have that, right? But then imagine then you also have to go through a sick game, this sick competition. Like, to me, what that does is like, it's like you have like this whole added layer on the things that like just puts the pressure on it completely. It changes those emotions. Like the usual love that you would feel towards someone would be kind of like tortured and a little bit twisted in a lot of ways. One of my favorite lines from a song from Foo Fighters in it's Everlong. And it kind of reminds me a lot of this song where it's like, hey, I want you just to do anything so I can feel you, you know? The idea of breathe out so I can breathe you in is like, I want to encompass you, you know what I mean? I want to like be one with you, you know? It's an interesting line. It really is. The next video is sent in by Dodo Dan. I should also say thank you so much for sending it in, Cosmic Catloaf. It's so cool to see the Alien Stage stuff. But also, the next video is sent in by Dodo Dan, and it is a How to Monster Hunter video. And let's check this out.
Okay, he's not aggroed on me, but it definitely feels like he's aggroed on me. Oh my god, what?
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Wesley Snipes here up here.
Dad right about me. Dave, go!
Wait, what happened here?
Hey.
Wait, what happened there? Let me see. Like,
Dad right about me. Dave, go!
oh, it's the hiding behind a rock because of the fire. Oh, so interesting. Last second.
Hey.
Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. I feel like whenever we watch a monster video, we enter a new world. It's such a great
Monster
theme.
Hunter is an absolute masterpiece of a game.
Yep.
Finally, a video game where I can beat my meat in front of animals without having to make an awkward twitlonger about it. It's got one of my favorite
Dear
combat
Lord.
systems of all time. The armor and weapon designs are some of the best in the business, but it's bogged down by some completely whack design decisions. Who's the brainiac at Capcom that decided cutscenes should be unskippable? And they're like,
Oh, really?
bad. I actually can't see in this cutscene because my guy's armor is so fucking massive.
Oh, because it's like blocking people out?
In the house.
Oh, wow.
Nitpicks aside, I love this series.
Yeah.
I've been playing it since Monster Hunter Freedom 2, and I'm so happy that I can finally play it without turning my hand into a pretzel. But let's get down to business. What do you do in Monster Hunter? The first hurdle you'll have to get through, besides the character creator, the cat creator, the fucking unskippable cutscenes again, and
Was
the
that a
fact
DSP joke?
navigating the ancient forest
I think
is
it was a
like trying to
DSP
escape
joke.
the Sky Williams house, is the combat. If you're new to the game, you might dismiss it as feeling clunky, and if you're a Twitch streamer, you might hate the thought of commitment. That's why I always give new players the same piece of advice. Fuck the quests, fuck the monsters, fuck everything. You go to your training room and you beat the ever-living shit out of this log until you find something that gels with you. There
Okay.
are 14 different weapons. All of them are
So the idea of
completely
finding what's right for
different,
you.
and each of them compact with multiple playstyles, but they're pretty straightforward. Great sword, slow-ass hits.
I think that's actually not
big-ass
bad
numbers.
advice, right?
Got it. The bow, ranged attacks, but you're built like a Smash player. Gotcha. Dual blades, small baby hits, small milky numbers. Not really my style. The charge blade. Charge blade's actually pretty easy. So how it works is you have two modes, the sword and shield mode and the axe mode.
It looks
If you
pretty
wanna
cool.
actually take
It
full
looks pretty
advantage
cool.
of the axe swings, though, you have to
Oh.
charge your files again by
Is it
switching
complicated?
to use axe mode on the other hand. Those are
Is it a joke that it's easy?
Hammer goes bonk. This is the part of the video where door number 2 opens,
Resident
and I
Evil
admit
door.
that everything I've said up until now has been a big fat fucking lie. This isn't Monster Hunter, it's Menu Hunter. Most of your playtime is realistically gonna boil down to making spreadsheets to figure out how to slaughter this innocent animal in the most efficient way
So,
possible.
Dododan, would you say that's like a true thing? Would you say that's a true thing? I know that's Best Friends plays, right?
Super Best Friends made a series on Monster Hunter. They released
for real?
3 separate 40-minute videos. Most of it, and by that I mean an hour and a half, was Pat and Wooly yelling about numbers. And that's a pretty accurate
Right.
depiction of what your playtime's gonna be like. It's gonna be a little bit of Cabela's Big Game Hunt, but mostly coolmathgames.com. Capcom's really...
Man, can I just say that, like, sorry to go on a sidetrack here, because I think it relates to it in a little way too. I'm playing Metaphor Refantasio, and I really feel like every day a lot of my time is spent in the academia, like picking different skills and different ideas and how I'm gonna build builds and stuff like this. And like, I think it's actually one of the most fun parts of any game, right? It's interesting that this is also a part of this, right?
banking on you liking this part of the game, because if you don't, you'll end up doing no damage, or you'll become one of the Reddit virgins that thinks a mega endgame Black Dragon shouldn't be hard. Oh, and while you're there, do yourself a favor and don't start arguing about meta sets, because that shit gets pretty violent.
Dave,
So is it
better?
the idea that like people are like, hey, like the final boss is too hard? I would like it to be a little bit nerfed, I suppose.
Full Safi?
That's happened a lot with Dark Souls, I feel like. And again, I don't have really a strong opinion on the idea of nerfing things or not nerfing things, because like usually like I play Dark Souls, like any Dark Souls game or any FromSoft game, I'm playing it before the patches anyway. So like my opinion on it is so weird, because like by the time I like I finished the the DLCs of the games in the first few days, that's when all the patches roll in. So like I'm just like, okay, whatever, now you guys fight over it. I already beat the base game without any patches, you fight over it.
Or a Latrion Safi?
It's definitely full Safi, like 100%.
No, but a Latrion gives you like the same element, but like more defense though.
No, dude, like it's definitely full Safi, like 100%.
No,
like, I know.
well,
I didn't even...
Dude, I've done this like a
This is
million
just a lot that goes into it.
Fighting a Latrion.
This game's skill ceiling is so high, it makes Smash Ultimate look like Melee. There is a shitload of tech that the game never tells you about. Did you know that you can do 2 elemental discharges with a switch axe by clutch clawing after a mount attack?
I did not.
You can tackle through roars with a greatsword.
Look at this
You
location.
can speed up the quest board animation by holding R1. You can make a weapon that isn't a longsword. I mean, fuck, even arm wrestling has tech.
There's
On a
arm...
controller, you can hit the circle button and
That's so
left mouse click
cool.
at the same time, and you'll get double the inputs. That one might actually count as cheating. But
can I legit say though, like, that my favorite parts of like most games, whether it be like I love combat, I love story, I love this, but like I think like you guys probably have seen from playthroughs, I love checking out like locations and like even if it's like a bathroom, you know what I mean? I love seeing the detail they put into like bathrooms in games. So when I saw them going up to the counter and talking to that lady, I'm like, my ears perk up and my eyes like open wide because I'm like, oh, like that's like a location in the game that you can go and explore. You know, I love like indoor locations. Look, I know maybe I'm weird for that. I don't know.
Real. All right, who are we kidding? Get over here. Let's settle this like men. If I win, Safi Elatrion's better.
Oh, you know what? I'm good. I don't really want to play.
I thought you were gonna say, you know what? I'm cheating.
This is so interesting to me.
Which button is it?
I hear you, motherfucker. You're
I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating.
How do you cheat?
Oh, man.
And then all of these mechanics combined are accompanied by brilliantly paced power escalation. You start the game off by beating the fuck out of some lizards that are basically lining up to be murdered. And then you fight their dad, who's pretty much a big punching bag, but he can hit you back. And then you fight Godzilla, who uses the lizard dad like a fucking chew toy and then launches him at you. And then you fight a funny monkey.
That's a cool freaking design though.
Makes Godzilla look like a pork pig! And I'm not here to lie to you, man. This game is hard. Like, really hard. These late game monsters will kick your ass, and some of them might even seem impossible. They feel like walls designed to completely break down your sanity. But eventually, after what feels like 40 attempts, you'll finally take down that big fucking
Man,
monkey.
that's awesome. That feels good. It feels good.
And then you realize you actually need 10 gorilla ass cheeks to make your new favorite hat, so you fight him again.
Well, like, I imagine it gets easier the first time you fight him, right? And then the first time you beat him.
Your hunt will be faster and faster.
Yes!
And faster.
That must feel so good.
And that's not because your number's getting bigger, my friend. It's you, as a hunter, who's getting better. Every time you fight a monster again, you are subconsciously internalizing and learning his moveset. And sooner or later, you'll know his patterns like the back of your hand,
so cool.
And he will be your bitch. And that's what I fucking love about this game, man.
Yep.
First of
all, and again, I compare it to Dark Souls because it's the only like frame of reference I have for a game with like a lot of bosses. It's not the same thing, by the way, but I'm just comparing it to the feeling and the mechanics of Dark Souls that I witness. There's so many bosses. I remember, and I'll give a specific boss that I had a lot of trouble with the first time I fought them. And let's say the Pursuer in Dark Souls 2. Had such trouble fighting that boss the first time I fought the Pursuer. And now, like, if I go into the Pursuer is like a normal enemy to me now. Like, the Pursuer is just like, okay, whatever. I can beat the Pursuer. Who gives a damn, you know? And it just feels good. Every time you fight them, you get better and better.
Oh, this fucking music.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
Coming back is that special feeling you get when you finally master a fight.
It's so sick. Did a really good job of making the very comedic tone of the video turn into kind of like a more of like a very inspiring part of it too. I love it. Because it is that feeling that you're chasing, right?
When he does his spin move, he always takes a breather, which means I can probably get a wallbang in. Oh, hitting Devil John here always knocks him out. Oh, Nerd spikes will shoot out of the hand that he raises higher.
So cool.
Oh, this fight is fucking terrible. Oh, my friend thinks he's fucking funny.
What's so funny?
Love it.
What?
I'm running a little bit.
This is cool as a co-op game. So, but no, I genuinely mean that. Like, that's like one of the best feelings in the world. When you start to notice a boss's pattern. When you start to notice like a boss is doing this or a boss is doing that. And, like, you start to get better at a boss.
He's booling.
We can drop crystals on him here and get him to fight rats. Oh, or you could run into a bomb. He ran into the goo like a dumbass.
That one shots?
Uh-oh. Oh, God.
So there's more than one way to fail. You're on fire.
Dave, I learned how to play Soul Calibur.
Is that?
I can't
Wait,
heal.
is that Siri?
Oh my god.
That's Siri.
I've been spamming a max potion this whole time.
Oh no, that has to feel so bad.
Ooh, very nice.
Got that ass.
That's a swordfish.
Oh, he about to get the fucking squirrel. Son of a bitch. No, I don't want to eat a steak.
I'm literally gonna stand in it.
This video is like really interesting the way it's paced.
Yeah, you heard me. Bring it, motherfucker. Yeah, fuck you.
Oh! Did you carve the tail, Sheena?
Did it tail?
Yeah, I got it.
Where is it?
Right here. It's
Oh,
chunky.
it looks like a rock.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus!
No! I've been duped. I'll convince you to buy this game right now. Look at this. I'm gonna feed my monkey.
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of your
Wait,
monkey.
what?
Whoa, I thought it was a...
Oh, you can do it in animation. Regret. This poor monkey. With the Dark Souls music in the background.
Get what you fucking deserve! Oh! Oh,
Damn.
no.
I can heal you.
I might be stunned. I'm stunned. Oh, my
The
God.
status effects.
Get me out of here. No! Oh, damn!
Oh my god, with the Attack on Titan, like season 3, episode 1 music?
And
Are you
this is
serious?
what the end game's like.
This is the end game stuff. Which already looks terrifying. It's very intimidating, right? Like seeing those big beasties like this.
Oh, Jesus.
I need to heal. I need to heal. Oh my God, you need to heal.
What is that?
Oh, okay.
It's not a fun fight.
What the fuck?
Insane.
Oh, my God.
I'm fucking dragon-like.
But it's showing the chaotic nature of it as well, especially online play as well, when you're trying to like figure out the best way to play for everyone with everyone. It's very cool stuff.
When you climb that mountain and defeat the undefeatable, and then you still don't get the fucking item you need because this game is fucking stupid.
Wait, so like
This, I'm doing at quests.
the idea of farming items and you still don't get the right item you want?
I'm gonna.
Please do not. So I think that video is very cool at like showing off exactly like what Monster Hunter like really is, like I suppose good at, I suppose, and all the things that like it's really good at. I think that like it's how do I say it? Like I think that like the pacing of it's really good because what you have is like a like it shows everything that like a game that you'd want, or I guess like the Monster fans might want. Again, if I'm wrong with this, Dota, please let me know. But I really feel like it is the situation where it's like this is the world, this is the world, this is the combat, this is the systems, this is the music, this is all this. And I really do like appreciate it. I really appreciate seeing all that stuff in a row. Yeah. And I feel like with Monster Hunter, like it's like, you know, they talk about endgame and how like it can be very difficult and how people want patches. I think that's one of the most interesting things you can talk about because again, like I said, I'm gone past patches, like because I play Souls games so fast because they're like addictive that like the patches never really apply to me that much whatsoever. Or like I played Dark Souls 1 without the internet, so like I didn't have any patches on that either. And that's not me just trying to be like, I'm so cool, I'm the best in the world. Yeah, it just the way I usually play those games, and I absolutely adore them. And at one point, I just didn't really have like internet that much, so I didn't really patch the games. Back in 2011 when Dark Souls came out. No, it's really really sick. It's really really sick. It's a game that again I feel like if I ever got into, I think you wouldn't get me out of it. I think that's the best way to put it. Thank you so much for sending in, Dota Dan. The next video is sent in by Golden Witch Beatrice, and it is the breathtaking world of One Piece. Let's check this out. The ocean saw the world begin. So One Piece is a show obviously everyone's heard of. It's a manga that everyone's heard of. I think it's like probably like become one of the most mainstream stories. And always really has been, but it's becoming more mainstream because I feel like nowadays people talk about it all the time. It's beautiful. Holy hell. Super pretty. The ocean knows how the world will end? The colors.
24年前、世界はちょうど海賊王ゴールド・ロジャーの処刑に沸き、彼の残した莫大な富、一つなぎの大
Jesus Christ.
ワンピースを求め、ありとあらゆる者た
Wait, is
ち
that
が
what it is?
海へ漕ぎ出した。
Like they're all trying to get that treasure. It's called One Piece. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. The colors, the visuals are so pretty. Wait, there's casinos and stuff? Wait, how modern is this show? There's Santi? Wait, there's like modern kitchens? Have I been misinterpreting what this show is for a long time? I thought it was like a show in like the 1800s or the 1700s or something. It's gorgeous. But there's castles here and stuff, you know? Holy hell. When you say breathtaking world, I love the colors, I love the visuals. Super interesting location here. Beautiful stuff. Flower Hill? And these are all like actually... Insane. 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 They're just gone. What's that little girl with a baby? The music reminds you of The Witcher. Look at that! What the hell? Look at that! Hold on a second, like with the contrast to the cold and the heat as well. Did I skip back? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, look. What is he? What even is this show? This is immaculate. What even is One Piece? Like, what is this? The suits? Like, this is insane. Flying Dutchman. There's not. Oh my god. So it's the idea of exploring things you've never seen before as well. How do you I was gonna say there's like over 1,000 episodes, so I guess it makes sense that there's so many beautiful locations, because some of them are just like, but how do you come up with so many things, you know? And I guess it's based off real world stuff as well, but they're just so pretty. Like, oh my, is that a whale tail? The music's beautiful, by the way. I'm sorry, but this show, to me, is not what I expected it to be. Like, it's not at all. Like, just from these visuals and stuff, I guess, and, like, seeing, like, different things, it's a lot more modern in modern times than I thought it was going to be. But then again, all I've ever seen is, like, the opening theme for the first episode and, like, memes. That's it. And also, like, Luffy, is it? One of the, I would say, like, without even watching the show, in terms of a design, is how you design a protagonist, right? Like, that, like, instantly noticeable from anywhere now. What is even that? What is this show? It's gorgeous stuff as well. It's just so gorgeous. No. All these natural disasters as well. Is that a bike on the ice? What is it? Oh. What? They're adorable. There's a little market as well, I suppose. Like, they haven't failed to show, like, a beautiful location. Look at beyond the clouds. This show is crazy. This show is insane. In the sky? And there's stuff underwater as well. If you live in the sky. This is filling me with, like, so much inspiration. I feel like I have to, like, stop the video and run to work on my own comic. You know, I can never get to this. That is so cool. Are you kidding me? I'd love to live there. Look at this. There. I'd love to live on that. Are you kidding me? This is a, like, in terms of locations, how could you say there's like with the vast amount of locations, I don't think there's many shows that can, like, reach the quantity / quality here, right? Like constant. Oh, there's of course there's sea monsters. How could you have a show about pirates without there being sea monsters?
白い木々は折よく今日も立ち込めて海の海域の顔色を白いベールで
Dense white veil. Oh. And these are all, obviously I recognize a lot of these characters. Actually, I drew a picture of One Piece at one point. I might show it on the screen at the end of this. If I can find it. I didn't even know what One Piece was, and I drew a picture of some characters from it. Holy hell, this ethereal location? And this as well? World Covet 2. Look at this. That's a cool way to show a location through the trees. The land of the gods, world government, allied. This show is, again, I should expect from a 1,000 episode show. It's ginormous in not only its episodes, but its scale as well. Like, man. Is that an elephant? Blown away. Absolutely blown away. The One Piece awaits. Oh, we went into the next episode. That was mind blowing. There was so many, like, beautiful locations there. Golden Witch Beatrice. There was so many again, I think it's like the idea of, like, quality / quantity, right? You can have, like, a load of locations, but if they don't all look good, then it's like it doesn't matter whatsoever. It doesn't matter one little bit. But I think what's so interesting about that is that, like, every single moment, every single second, there was something breathtaking. Like, I did not expect this from the show, not because I didn't think the show was gonna be good. Like, again, I am always a big believer in the idea that, like, if there's something that's, like, so vastly popular, there's obviously a lot to it. Just because I haven't gotten around to it, I think it is the large portion of episodes that always, like, puts me off a little bit. Not because it's like, oh, I'm not one of those people that's like, that's stupid that it has 1,000 episodes. That's stupid. It's like, I can't judge a show because I haven't seen it. So whenever I have people be like, it's like, I bet 200 episodes are bad. I bet 400 episodes are bad. You can't have that much quality. It's like, well, watch it then, man, and come back to me then. You know what I mean? I can't judge it because I haven't seen it. It's just obviously, like, it's a big commitment, I think, to watch all of it. But from this, it's like, it's not something I didn't expect whatsoever. You know, like the locations, how beautiful they are, even like the music, adopting it, surrounding it as well. Just really, really cool stuff. Thank you so much for sending Golden Witch Beatrice. That was awesome. The next video is sent in by Zevi. And is Nilou Breaking Out of Bounds video. Some cool areas from different perspectives. Turn on captions for best viewing. Let's check it out.
We've broken a lot of things.
Sitting on the lap of a character.
General out of bounds shenanigans. circumventing obstacles
pretty
that
interesting.
would otherwise impede a traveler-only playthrough, pushing past the Paimon barrier to explore strange lands beyond the map's confines. In this video, we're adding another to the
Can I
list.
say before this starts, I actually like these type of videos. I watched a lot of Nomad Colossus for years and still do watch Nomad Colossus. Nomad Colossus, if you don't know who he is this person who makes Shadow of the Colossus, Eco, and Last Guardian, and games just like videos on games just like that, of going out of bounds, getting going past boundaries and like seeing things that are hidden in games, and it's always so interesting.
Well, welcome to Nilou's world, a small portion of the Sumeru Archon quest where you're given a C3 trial Nilou and nothing to fight. Not only because you're just meant to move her
yes, you're
from point A
right, I
to
remember
point
this,
B
yes,
to progress the quest, but because this world is completely empty.
What?
And I'm not kidding.
That's so creepy, though.
There is nothing in this world. Even the map is devoid of all markers and icons.
That's so creepy, though, right? Even though I know there's a reason for it.
Which makes it a perfect world. Well,
I appreciate
it. I guess there are a few other people in Sumeru City. You might think, and rightfully so, that this means there is nothing to see in this world. But that's just it. Because there is nothing, there is plenty to see. Not making sense?
I trust you.
Take a look.
I trust you.
I believe what's on screen now will explain everything. That is Stormtear's lair. Notice anything different? Because everything is missing, so too are the wind effects around the tower. Now I know what you're thinking. Does that...
Looking at this without the wind effects is like... It's weird because it's like, I would say it's prettier, but that's the whole point, right? It's not supposed to be the prettiest thing in the world when you see this stuff.
That mean we can go below it. Nilou will be our guide as we seek such answers. But let's first get a feel for this vast,
like the wind
world.
Around that area is not supposed to be the prettiest thing in the world. It's supposed to be daunting. It's supposed to, you know what I mean? But like, I guess it's just seeing things clearer. Of course, it's going to be like you get to see the prettiness of a location.
The thing I want to know is if either of the two remaining objects I've seen, other than chairs, can be interacted with. Those being teleport waypoints. Nope. Can't interact.
Interesting.
And statues
I
of the
love
Seven
this so much.
also can't
I love
interact. It. For the record, trees can be hit, but produce
so they still have collision.
And bushes can be destroyed, but grant no items. Originally,
you went all the way to the desert
west from Sumeru in a quest to reach Fontaine, but then I hit a teleport barrier. It sent me to the game's starting point. How intriguing. My best guess is that this beach is the final fallback on a long list of teleport locations. Statues of the Seven and teleport waypoints may be visible, but as they're not displayed on the map, I don't think they're being considered by the game when deciding where to place the player. Now, I actually think said list is entirely empty, except for this location.
So this is like on a list of teleport points right now, this is the only list, the only one?
Because, as we've established, there is
Let's just go back a little bit so we can understand exactly like what his theory on this is.
My best guess is that this beach is the final fallback on a long list of teleport locations. Statues of the Seven and teleport waypoints may
but you can't use them. They're
they're
deleted.
Not displayed on the map,
or disabled.
I don't think they're being considered by the game when deciding where to place the player. Now, I actually think said list is entirely empty, except for this
okay, so I understood that part,
as we've established, there is nothing in this world. So anyways, that's how I ended up in Mondstadt of all places.
With Nilou.
And why this video is going to be about exploring Nilou's Mondstadt.
Is that because it would have been taking so long to walk to Liyue again?
Wait a minute. Something's not right. Where are those big spinny things?
Windmills?
You know, the literal symbols of the city. The windmills.
Interesting.
No, they've been reduced to doors. This,
what?
Well, this is unexpected. I could see the sails having been unloaded, because they are the part that spins. Yet, the entire structure is gone. Weird that the door is separate. I guess they slapped that on after placing the structure. Mondstadt is a ghost
Do you think that they put the stone structures there as a way to like to reduce, because they render almost everything at all times, right? Like at least like, you know, because you can see things in the distance moving, you can see creatures in the distance moving. I wonder if they put that there so there still is something in that place, but they don't have to render it in that moment. Maybe. I don't know.
The ever-stern Wagner and the rhythmic ding of his hammer is
Great way of
gone.
describing it.
No Catherine works at the desk of the Adventurers Guild. Buildings, like the Angel's Share, cannot be entered. The shops are... Nope. Wait. This one is staffed. I'd shop there.
I love the appreciation for Nilou, by the way.
Chairs and benches to sit on throughout the town. The option to sit atop the statue of Barbatos has been removed. Let us turn our attention northwest, towards Stormterror's lair. And if you're curious, since it happens to be along the way, the sword in Mr. Wolf's arena is missing. Maybe you've noticed something else odd about the area. If so, consider it a hint for what's to come. But now, Stormterror's lair.
I'm so interested in this.
Nilou
Look at this.
obviously believes simply removing the stormy weather and crazy tornadoes wasn't enough tranquility, because the wind barrier and numerous wind currents around the tower are gone. We're able to see the ruins unobstructed. Not only that, we can walk through the front door.
And that's so cool. No, because again, like this is like one of my favorite type of locations. As you guys know, I love broken down stone structures that feel like you're not supposed to be there. And getting to see it full clearly here is like so cool. This must have felt, by the way, when they were doing this must have felt exhilarating. Oh.
So that's what's below the tower. I expected it to be a hole in the map.
It's like a mound of dirt, I suppose. Interesting. There's a noise there, like a murmur, right?
Right. No wind currents.
You can hear this fully, I guess.
Huh. The top looks a bit odd. Is that what it looks like before the Archon quest? Nope. This is something new. That smoke effect. Is it possible the smoke is part of the main seal that goes here? Maybe. And that the seal is unloaded, but the effect is not? The portion floating above supports this conclusion, but... Well, let's carry on. From the very top, Fontaine's existence can be confirmed. Should I find a way in, I'll be sure to showcase it in a future video. There's nothing off about the Dawn Winery.
I just find, I don't know, man, this type of stuff just interests me so much. I get like almost like dazed watching it. Because like I watched the Nomad Colossus stuff and I love seeing like unexplored areas and areas you can't usually get to. But in this case, it's just so interesting because like it's like, can you imagine being the only one left in Genshin? The only character left. That'd be terrifying.
Springvale. Just like Mondstadt City, the windmill, the village's most defining feature, is gone.
So cool.
That's one way of making this map fair for Windtrace. Not that I ever considered camping atop it as a rogue and then hopping off with invisibility to be unfair.
Pretty crazy.
Nope.
Pretty crazy tactic.
Moving to East Mondstadt, we've the Thousand
remember
Winds
this
Temple.
place?
I'm gonna take a guess that the gates. Yep, no gates. If you ever wondered what was behind them, I'm sorry to say that it leads to a dead end at the bottom of the ramp.
You know what? Sometimes we love a good bottom of a ramp.
Oh, wow. An invisible wall. So that's how they fixed it. Back in version 1.0, you used to be able to walk around the gate that was here and get inside. Since
That's
we're
so
nearby, let's drop in on
This is
another
the first boss I ever saw, and it freaking killed me right away, remember? Do you guys remember that?
Surprisingly, the boss isn't there. And once again, just like with Mr. Wolf, something about the area is a little off. Dada Upa Gorge's giant cooking pot, another case of a missing
They even got rid of the cooking pot for this?
Beginning to think we'll not find
It's because
any
it's also an
remaining
object
objects.
that's in
On
total
that note,
motion.
there are two of note even farther
it's always
east
boiling.
in Mondstadt. First, the uncharted Windy Island. It's normally not bright and sunny
sitting
here,
on a rock.
but it is.
What a joy in
Nilou's
life.
world. The object that's at
Sitting
the
on a
center
hot
of the
rock.
island is, of course, missing. As an aside, since I probably won't ever find another chance to talk about this island, did you know there's a chamber beneath it? I was recently reached out to on Twitter, which reminded me of this.
That's really
I
cool.
explored
That's
it
really
a
cool.
very
People are
long
like
time
sharing
ago.
their things.
As
They
you
seem
can
okay.
see, Klee isn't even level 90. A very long time, indeed.
Klee makes me laugh whenever I see Klee.
I'm stuck here, aren't I? Not like I can teleport out. I suppose this is a good chance to see what happens.
True. Because again, if you don't have the stamina either,
drowns.
and you're not an ice character, oh god. You know what? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much.
Yo, back to the game.
I sent you right back to the start.
Not even where I was last standing. I think that absolutely confirms my suspicion that the teleport priority list, like everything else in this Teyvat, is empty. And finally, the last island that houses the Abyss. With everything being gone, I suppose that also means the Abyss is gone. Or
It's
not.
still there.
Why is the Abyss entrance the only object I've come across?
Spiral Abyss is still there.
Well, there were domains.
But you couldn't enter them.
I guess that explains it. If domains remain, makes sense that the Abyss also would. Whew, we've covered a lot, haven't we? Yet, there's one more place to visit.
Sure.
As they say, save the best
Where's this?
for last.
Dragon Spine. What a good idea, you genius. Whoa. What a pleasant day on Dragon Spine. So lovely, so nice. It's so clear, and the sun is shining. Dragon Spine, the most safest place on Earth. Look at this. It is just like a peaceful lullaby walking through Dragon Spine like this. Wow, a little bit of crunchy snow. It's beautiful, really.
A dragon spine, without weather or sheer cold. It's amazing what a simple change in atmosphere can do. As one of my favorite locations in the game, seeing the mountain in a literal new light has me smiling from ear to ear. Everything in this Teyvat is so serene.
Oh my god, it is. It's like very
Dragon Spine
peaceful.
is an exception in that it's somehow even
Yeah.
more so. Wandering around with nothing but snow.
Exactly. Oh my
crunching
god,
beneath
this is
feet
what I was thinking of.
is a surreal experience. Like the mountain has finally healed from its calamitous
I never will.
past. This Teyvat is a world where nothing is wrong. There are no storms. There is no biting cold. The Skyfrost
Wait.
snail is nowhere
You
to
talented mother effer. That you have turned this into a video talking about how, like, it's such a contrast to how Teyvat is always in danger.
be found. Just sunshine and happiness.
Beautiful.
A world befitting
Yeah.
Nilou. It's as
Exactly.
if we're once again within her dream. Except this time, she's not being controlled by a bunch of sketchy sages.
Exactly, F them.
There remains a lot to cover within Nilou's world, and I plan to release additional videos exploring it. So, do make sure to subscribe.
Great
And
video.
if you're interested
Really
in
good.
sneak peeks or odd tidbits, I often share those over on my Twitter @Musashi.
Really fantastic stuff.
This is Musashi signing off. Till next time.
No, I thought that was great, and it wasn't only just like the idea of showing off like the out of bounds locations, but it's just like it's even if you find nothing. Remember, they found nothing at the end of the dirt mountain. It's like really, that's still good, right? We talked about finding nothing and how it can mean a lot. But I just love those videos just because like there's always this feeling of anticipation. Were you guys watching that as well? When I was watching, I was just like, oh, what's he gonna find? What's gonna be around this corner? It's so interesting seeing Teyvat and Mondstadt especially. Like, you realize how, like, violent a lot of places in Teyvat are. Like, how dangerous a lot of places in Teyvat are. And turning Dragonspine is just, like, a really peaceful location is so interesting to me. Yeah, I'm really interested about the windmills disappearing as well. I wonder if, and the cooking pot, I wonder if it is because they're always perpetually in motion, that they wanted to get rid of them at some points when you're not around them. Could that possibly be it? I could be wrong with that, but I'm thinking that maybe it's because, like, they're always in motion. Maybe that's why they got rid of them. I could be wrong. But yeah, I love watching these type of videos. I love seeing these type of videos. I love noticing different things like when like they're not supposed to be there. You know, Nilou's not supposed to be here. And it made like every place, like he said, look incredibly peaceful. A perfect word for Nilou. And Nilou is that's the alternate universe Nilou and Stitch. Yeah, like Dragon Spine was like a day out. I said it, then he said it as well. It felt like a day out. Thank you so much for sending in, Debbie. That was so awesome to see. The next video is sent in by Kuva Visas. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, let me know. And this is my favorite voice lines. So I guess it's some funny Genshin voice lines. Let's check it out.
Can you please tell Hoffman that Clea's not a baby and is definitely allowed out to play at night?
He certainly has a beautiful tail. Although, mine's a little softer.
Oh, her.
I need to hear the Clee line once again. Clee just makes me laugh so much.
Good evening. Can you please tell Hoffman that Clea's not
a baby
and is definitely allowed out to play at night?
He certainly has a beautiful tail. Although, mine's a little softer.
Oh, her. I'd prefer not to talk about her.
It's about his
Can we
tail.
change the topic, or if there are any tasks I can take off your hand, I'll gladly oblige. Anything at all. Let's just say it'd be best for my general well-being if we can avoid talking about her.
This place is pretty dead. By which I mean, there's nothing.
Jesus, child.
So yeah, I was wondering what your opinion
Fantastic,
is on
always
my work
fantastic.
So far. Would you say I'm more of a common chest or more of a luxurious?
Luxurious.
Luxurious,
always luxurious.
I can.
This is so interesting that they have this like. Oh.
You're an honorary knight, but I've been a spark knight longer. That means I'm higher up than you, right? So you have to do what I say. So, can you not say anything about the big disaster I had? It was an accident.
It was an accident, goddammit.
I just have to stand here, right?
Hey, Raiden Shogun, is that you? Well, guess what? You're not the boss of me. Uh-huh,
Oh,
that's
no.
right, you heard
Oh,
me.
no.
Go ahead, strike
Do you really
me
want to say
down.
this?
Who?
No, that did not happen.
Guess what? You're not the boss of me. Uh-huh, that's right, you heard me. Go ahead, strike
No way.
me down.
Ooh.
Thank Barbados. Wait a minute.
There's nothing timid about you, having the courage to ask about my hobbies. So, fight me. How long do you think your body will last against my blows?
Lucky all my new bombs are waterproof.
Indeed.
No, it's just that she is the most comedic character, right? And she doesn't even know she's funny. That's what makes her even like funnier, right? Is the fact that she doesn't even know she's funny. She's hilarious.
I view Clea as
Oh,
my younger
sweetheart.
sister. Whenever she gets herself into some explosive sort of trouble, I can only console myself with the fact that her current destructiveness is nothing compared to that of Miss Alice.
Oh my god.
Guy. Looks a little on the feral side, doesn't talk much, but he's all right.
Some use the
The
wind's
way, the
whistling to
cadence
drown
in
out.
that voice as well, by the way. I need to hear this again from Betty.
Compared to that of
Listen
Miss
to this.
Alice.
Wolven guy. Looks a little on the feral side, doesn't talk much, but
He's all right.
Some use the wind's whistling to drown out the sound of their crimes.
The world looks glorious in the snow. Pure white, like the light of the moon. A perfect backdrop.
Okay,
for
child.
bloodshed.
Huh, that's weird. The scryglass. I can't see a thing. This wind. I can't open
What's
my
wrong?
eyes. No, my hat.
Is Vaughn pulling Yeah, Venti, come on.
Strip all my clothes off. Make it
What is his voice line?
All right.
Venti.
I'll never do this again.
She makes me a little anxious is all. One time, she saw 3 boxes of materials stacked just outside my laboratory door, and proceeded to move them inside for me. A nice gesture, but the thing is, I'd only just finished putting them outside.
You want to know what's in my glass? It's grape juice. My drink of choice.
I can't believe that some people actually drink.
Of course, he has a line like
If they had a
this.
little more patience, they would find it ferments into the most exquisite
Beautiful.
wine. So unromantic.
The sky is clearing up, and so is my mood. I just hope no one shows up to bother me. If they do, I'll just make them
You tell him,
disappear.
Sena. You tell him.
Divine bolts can strike even in the absence of rain. Do you see that tree? Wait, you understand? So, demonstration is not required.
Rain Show could be very funny
Ginseng
too.
flower petals are pretty tasty. Incredibly tasty,
Yeah?
actually. The only reason I don't plant any at Eugene Terrace is because they taste so good that I worry I wouldn't be able to control myself. Huh? Bitter? Yes, they are.
You eat what you want.
Isn't that
You eat
what
what you
they're supposed
want.
to taste like?
Zhongli looks young, but his personality's a bit dusty. Knows everything, but doesn't fret over anything. Couldn't be that he's, Forget it,
Okay.
whatever.
Someone once told me you're supposed to eat a cake on your birthday. Ta-da! Here's your birthday cake. It's apple flavored. And here's a spoon. The cake
Of course.
didn't rise properly
Of
in the
course.
oven. That's why it looks more akin to an apple pie. Baking is really
It is,
quite
but honestly, every time I see Venti, it just like warms my freaking heart, man. But like, yeah, no, you know what you need to do.
I'm really good at fixing things, though. I can help. Huh? What do you mean that's child labor? What even is child labor?
Are these real voice lines? Because this is insane. I didn't think they'd be in this. Are these actually real?
Chi, tell me where she is quickly. I need to go.
Yeah, I know
seal
you want to
her
find
away.
Chi-Chi.
Warm, fake smile, death. I despise
Hotel.
hotel.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear traveler. Happy birthday
Thank
to
you. Thank you, Itzo.
I always see these non-sentient kitsune pouncing headfirst into the snow, scavenging for food. You'd like to see me do that? Haha, I'm sure you
So
would.
these are real voice lines? Like a lot of these are just like legitimately real voice lines. Like, and I'm not saying like, you know, like there's anything wrong with them. I'm saying like I didn't expect these voice lines to be an actual thing in this game. You know? It's the last thing I actually expected. And I think it's just because like it's a lot of characters we don't have. We haven't looked a lot past like, and since we did the voice line episode last time, we've leveled up a lot of characters in terms of full friendships. So there's a lot more voice lines. Klee's voice, again, the reason why Klee is the funniest character in this game, right, is because Klee is hilarious, but doesn't know that they're hilarious. You know what I mean? Other characters like Venti's hilarious, but Venti knows Venti's funny. You know what I mean? Venti knows Venti is funny. He's still funny, but knows that he's funny. You know? Kaya knows he's being very, like, you know, charming and witty and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Klee is trying to live her life, and she thinks that this is just the normal way people should talk. Like, just an absolute hilarious character. And, like, the voice lines are pretty funny as well. Like, especially, like, how, like, you see somebody, like... Because, again, it's nice to see this side of a lot of characters, especially since, like, a lot of those characters are in very serious stories. And to see these lines, it kind of, like, reminds me of, like, it's, like, their very own, like... And I say this with love. Filler episode. I'm a big believer in filler episodes. I'm a big believer in all characters, you know, going to a restaurant together. I'm a big believer all the characters having like a basketball game against each other. I'm a big believer in filler episodes because it really does improve the characters to me. A lot of people say like if it doesn't progress the story, then it shouldn't be there. For me, like learning about a character's favorite food is just as important to me as like learning about like a really big part of the backstory. Obviously, like the big part of the backstory is a bigger moment, and obviously it's like more important in the overall story. But I'm talking about like understanding the character. I feel like when you talk to a character in a game, or I guess like not in a game, but like if you in a game, yeah. And if they tell you like say like you can learn something so much about their backstory and learn so much about them, right? But you can also learn so much about the character if you ask how they eat their eggs in the morning. I know it sounds silly, but it's like it changes them. Like, or do they like grape juice? You know, what did they do at night? You know, we know that Klee is so mischievous just the way she talks about how she, you know, how I'm the boss, you have to listen to me. Now don't tell anyone about this, you know? And or even how with Venti, like how they're so talented at like so many things and so helpful, and they've done so many things for Mondstadt, but they can't do like very basic stuff. It adds so much to the character. Thank you so much for that, Kuva Visus. Again, correct my pronunciation if you need to as well. The next video is sent in by Solvix, and it's more Final Fantasy. It's the Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood trailer. Let's check it out. We talked about Final Fantasy 14 and like my relation to it and how my friends definitely play it. But I've never really played an MMO in my life. Jesus Christ. We start off with like an epic scene. I know people love this, by the way. Like the Final Fantasy 14 fans will swear by this game to the end of their lives. Great music. Great music. And again, it fills you with that Final Fantasy feeling though, doesn't it? The whimsical side of Final Fantasy in a way. What are you doing? You could not find me there. How are you so brave? Whoa. Is this like a dancer class? Or is it a character themselves? Is this a thing with like Final Fantasy 14 that like the and like, because I know the creator of Final Fantasy 14, the writer of Final Fantasy 14 also wrote Final Fantasy 16, I believe. So I wonder, is this a thing when it comes to Final Fantasy 14 and this creator that like a lot of his characters like again, everyone has different designs for the characters, but his main characters so far that I've seen, if this is a main character, you know, they are like the strong kind of like brooding type maybe he prefers that. I suppose it always depends on your preference as a writer though, doesn't it? So they're fighting as well though, but they were just practicing. I guess maybe they're friends. That could be a possibility. Again, never sure entirely about what's going on in any trailer. Standing in Impact there as well. And there's a whole freaking forest out here. Oh, they're seeing the impact up here. Every time there's a hit, there's like an impact like up here. Whoa. Whoa. There's a desert just off the... Just off the mountain. Yeah, every time there's a hit, there's like this, like, it's almost like a seismic activity. There's a full map of the area as well, or the world. This is an interesting trailer. The music's very good. And it goes underwater. Oh. There's like a whole like a civilization underwater. I guess this is more on the ground as well. Guns! Oh, you're done, you guys. You're done. You're done. See you later. You're done. Insane. So these are actual like characters you get to play as, or do you choose your own I guess you choose your own characters, but there has to be named characters as well. Just absolutely destroyed these guys. Whoa! Like it's a full harbor. Like a harbor town. Great music. Yeah, this trailer is great music. Oh, big boy! We love a big boy. How hyped were people? I love, again, look at this artwork. The Final Fantasy artwork never fails. Never fails to just amaze me. Really pretty stuff. PS4. I really need everyone to listen for a second when I say this. Time goes by. As the pendulum swings, watch it go by. No, it's always amazing to me how, like, you know, when you don't play something, it really feels like it just came out yesterday. Because I don't play Final Fantasy 14, but every time I see a trailer for it like this, I'm always like, that happened, like, that was like years ago. Final Fantasy 14 was like I think it was like a PlayStation 3 thing, right? Which is really interesting to think about if you look back on it now. Absolutely insane that we had this at all. You know what I mean? Like that was all the way back then, but also the fact that they made an MMO once again about Final Fantasy. Because I remember Final Fantasy 11 was an MMO as well, right? And I still think that people still play it somehow. They have like they made their own servers and things like that. But like what I noticed about this trailer in general is the music is pretty great. I think it sets up a world fairly well, also without giving too much away. There's a few characters, your named characters, and I wonder again, you can probably explain to me again, I know that you make your own character in these games. I know that you are your own class, you are your own person. So I think I just asked the question because it slipped my mind for a second. Because obviously, like, it's an MMO, you're going to be, not everyone could be the same person, not everyone could be the same character. But I wonder if, like, as well, you can become the same classes as the characters that you saw. Like, and that was like a dancer class, and that was like a shinobi class or whatever. But they did a really good job because not only just showing like the impact of the combat and stuff like this, like in the actual two characters fighting and how powerful they were, but also then showing like different locations as well that actually look really pretty also. Thank you so much for sending in, Solvix. The next video is sent in by What's Your Damage, and it is The Road Not Taken, which is actually a requested video, I think, at this stage, or a video that quite a few people have talked about since we did the last Archon quest, which I think, usually happens. There is like a lot of accompanying stuff that usually happens with Archon quests, and sometimes beautiful animated shorts, and this looks like it's no different. Let's check it out. Excited to see this because people have vouched for it like crazy. The Road Not Taken, which to me makes a lot of sense, especially with the two paths they've taken. Look at this. So interesting whenever you see them together, right? Especially on the official Genshin, account. So interesting to see them together. But they're not together. Oh my god, they're not. Yes, of course. I thought they were like doing a frame with them together. They're not together. Huh? We're turning off. I'm gonna restart it because the captions are obviously in the way of the actual way that they want us to see this stuff, which I have no problem restarting it. Let's turn off the captions here because that instantly hit my heart. Instantly. Yeah, look here. I thought that they were together for a second, but then you look at this. Very clearly different places. Gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? It's so pretty. Like, what? It hits right away. Oh, and they're walking some of the same areas as well, just at different times. Oh! What you got, Paimon? Holy hell. Because this is what it is. Yeah. Oh man. There's Paimon's sleeping. You never walk into the same river twice. And you see the two companions as well.
Know that I will always try. Funny, you are right there, my right. Though the nights are
I am
long and dark, I see you shine
devastated.
bright. And no
Look at this,
matter
look how
where
beautiful
you
this
are,
is.
you've come with me this far, showing the way when all is falls apart.
No. 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 Did you see that? Putting the flower in the hair?
Way when all is falls
And eating food together? Oh, no. It's devastating. Holy F. Oh no! No, not either. No, look at this. And that's from her perspective. Untying his hair? Are you serious? You monsters! This is devastating. Oh man! The two birds together, the two animals together.
Are you ready on your way?
Oh, Vaughn.
With you this far,
I'll just have a little cloak on because it's cold.
I'm never really lost.
Jesus, man.
Our paths we shall cross.
No. That is cruelty. That is what they just did there was cruel. Like, you know what I mean? That's so, like, again, like, it's those little things like that, like, you're obviously gonna miss, I think, more than anything, right? When stuff like that happens. The idea of, like, you know, doing each other's hair or helping each other out or, like, seeing them wake up or, like, playing with them in the water. And, like, I think there's also, like, that idea of, like, you know, stepping into the water, not just, like it as, like, you know, we said it's symbolic of the idea that, like, even though you're never going to walk into the same river twice, even though it's the same journey, it's different. I just see, like, again, they have their own companions. They're both separate from each other. And we know that Aether thinks about, like, Lumine all the time. How many times in every single conversation does the idea come up? At the end of every, like, our conquest, I want to ask you about my sister. I want to ask you about my sister. We did it. Remember we did it with Ningguang as well? Like, that moment where it was like, oh my God, of course. And that was when it solidified it for me. It's like every second of the day, he is thinking about Lumine. You know what I mean? And, like, obviously, like, he's thinking about other characters too. Like, he cares about other characters too. But it comes down to it. The whole idea of the story is to find his sister. That is the crux of this. Like, and some of the lyrics here, like, as well, like, it's just, like, so beautiful. Again, the idea of a bittersweet journey. Like, what you would have dreamed. You know what I mean? It's like, are you dreaming the same thing as me? Like, are you thinking about the same thing as me? Oh, look at Paimon. Absolutely sweet. Also, a beautiful depiction of Aether as well. There it is again. Like, again, it's like we're going on the same journey, but it's different. I know we've talked about the idea of, like, oh, you were going on the same journey I did already. And it's like, would you know how I felt? Would you have felt the same way? Thinking about each other like that. Like, so incredible. Such incredible stuff with this. The glistening of these eyes as well. Look how beautiful this is. And this is about walking the same paths, like walking the same journeys, like they've been to the same places. It's almost like they're looking for each other in the same way. Obviously, like, Lumine knows she had a path to take as well. It's like, but I'm still carry you with me, right? Yeah, no, like, I feel like that's what that scene is trying to depict as well. It's the idea of, like it's almost like, well, for me, what it looked like was Lumine, like, knows that, like, she would like to see him, right? But she's obviously not doing the same thing that he's doing, in my view anyway. Like, he's constantly looking around for her, and she's kind of, like, thinking about him constantly, but, like, kind of looking out, like, you know, you never know. But I really feel like that's, like, what's being depicted here. It's almost like, you know, looking for each other in a place that, you know, you're never going to find each other. Because, you know, it's the right place, wrong time, I guess. Absolutely beautiful stuff. What's Her Damage? Again, heartbreaking stuff as well, because actually just like I want the reunion, you know, will be incredible. The actual reunion, when they actually reunite, when they actually get to hug, when they actually get to do each other's hair. They got to do each other's hair in this. Such an incredible trailer. It really is. Thank you so much for sending that in. That was awesome. 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see him do each other's hair again. Or let's see her doing his hair again. Look at this. Look at this sweetheart. Look at this sweetheart. Look at this sweetheart. Oh, I'm sorry. I just have to go back and see it again. Because obviously she's thinking about him all the time too. I'm not trying to say that she's not thinking about him, by the way. She's obviously thinking about him all the time. But I wonder if like she knows that like they're not going to be able to meet in the same way, you know? She knows her journey. Like it's almost like he's following after her, but at a different, again, like the right places, like almost the wrong time. I'm sorry, I had to see it again. I had to. Thank you, What's Your Damage, for the heartbreak and the heartache. It actually means a lot. It does mean a lot. There's a lot of Lin Tao video being recommended here. She's a very funny person. The next video is sent in by Leon, and it is a animatic, I believe, and it is Hello Old Heart, My Old Heart, Genshin Impact animatic, and I believe it is a Kaveh animatic. Is that what they call animatics? Or is it just like a music video? Who knows? Nobody knows. It'll never be answered. Let's check it out. No. No. That's the end for Rome Reacts. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. You can't do that. You cannot do that. With a red shirt. Music is beautiful. And all the crew, look at them.
Hello, my old heart. How have you been? Are you
Stop.
still there inside
Stop.
my chest? I've been so
Beautiful art style, by the way.
You've
Absolutely
been
beautiful.
so still, barely
And who's this?
feeling it all.
Oh. That's Kaveh's. That's Kaveh's mother. Why are you all trying to kill me today? Why are you all trying to kill me today? Did I do something? Did I do something wrong? Is it because I said I was going to do all the Jet storylines when I came back to it? Is that why you're all trying to kill me? Is because I'm going to come back and do the Jet stories? Because this is like, it feels like a vendetta. It feels like you're all trying to make me cry here. All these videos. That's a joke, by the way. I know no one actually has a vendetta against me. They just want to, you know, they're like me. They like feeling emotional. They like seeing emotional things. Oh, his mother. His mother is him. You know, just like dear Kaveh, getting married. Oh my god, I just want to hug him. Just want to hug him.
So long since I've given you away, and every day I
lit up, lit up. Look, oh my god. College, I'll hate them. Oh look, having a little argument already. A like spirited debate. Oh no. So beautiful. So now, I wonder if there are English captions as well for the song as well. Just so you guys can see it as well. Please draw me Desert Fox.
Hello, my old heart. How have you been? How is it being locked away?
I might actually, just so you guys can see the lyrics as well, because I could hear them. But I do want you guys to see the lyrics as well. So we'll watch it again. We have no problem watching it again.
Are you still there?
Actually, maybe I do have a problem watching it again. Or maybe I do.
I've been so worried. You've been so still.
This, like, again, like seeing crying, like, I can't.
Oh, don't leave me here alone. Don't tell me that we've grown, but haven't loved a little while.
Breaks my heart.
Oh, I don't wanna be alone.
And just leaving him off here as well, and then like when she left. She dropped him off at school and left. He's so happy. He's so proud going to academia. I'm dying. And look at the face light up here. Look at the face light up here. Look at that. Almost like color came back into his life. Jesus. It's not right, is it?
Don't tell me that we've grown for having loved a little while.
I look at them so happy together as well, but I love like they obviously have little spats as well. They always do. I want to find a home. Yeah, you want to be there. There's a moment, please draw me Desert Fox by my family.
Hello, my old
Dory.
heart. How have you been? How is it being lost?
Dory, don't even say anything to Kaveh, you hear me?
Well, don't you worry, 'cause in there you're safe, and it's true you'll never beat. But you'll
That's
never
not good
break.
though. That's not good though.
Oh, and nothing lasts
Oh,
forever.
giving him the key to the house.
Some things aren't meant to be.
Hell.
But you'll never find the answer.
Oh, look at there's the friends as well. There's your niece.
Till you set your
TCG. Oh, the keychains on it as well. Stop. Cease this. Cease this. Cease it. Thank you for making this. What I really want to see, but the montage isn't finished. Are you doing the backgrounds? Same. Oh my god. So I've watched some of these before then. I've watched that one, the top one for sure before. Right? Haven't I? I definitely have. Glorious. Absolutely beautiful, glorious, depressing. Like there's you know, we can describe it in so many words, like, but I feel like the best way to just say is that like it's just an absolutely beautiful thing. And again, I don't think you guys actually have a vendetta against me. I just think it's funny like how like this is a very emotional Roma reacts today. And you know, like sometimes you need that, and I really do feel that way. Like sometimes you need to like have those emotions. And I swear by that idea. And that was actually just beautiful seeing Kaveh's story told such a beautiful art style. And told through such like not only beautiful art, but a beautiful song as well that really fit the idea of Kaveh as well. The idea of like, but I loved it as well. It was like your heart will never beat, but it will never break, right? That's great and all, you know, because it's like, oh well, like, you know, I'll never get hurt if I don't open myself up. We all can know that we can feel this way, but there's also a thing when the song kind of I felt like as soon as he said that, then the key and the house changed and the openings happened when it came to like Al-Haytham. And the other people, like his niece, his friends, you know, like it's truly beautiful. It's truly a beautiful story. Yeah. Thank you so much for sending in, Leon. That's so beautiful to see as well, with beautiful art style as well. The next video is sent in by Pokegirl, and it is Pokemon versus Lusamine. And this, I believe, is to do with the Sun and Moon character, right? Lusamine, I believe it is. Let's check this out. So, is that captions on? So, Lusamine is from Sun and Moon, and Sun and Moon is my favorite Pokemon game, I think. Maybe I think Scarlet and Violet kind of overtook it. So it's like giving her like a voice almost. I will apologize in advance because I don't know, I haven't played this Sun and Moon since it came out. So like if I'm hazy on some stuff like this, obviously that's the reason. I haven't played Sun and Moon since it came out. I don't usually play Pokemon games that often. This character is awesome. Such a great design. Probably have to turn off the caption. No, we don't. Yeah, we have to turn off the captions here for sure.
My precious babies. They will all be preserved
won't. All the Pokemon is this in the game as well, by the way? All the Pokemon encased in these cages as well? Because that's insane that I don't remember this.
Forever sublime, frozen still in time. Everyone should feel just as serene and still.
So like I feel like it's a duty for this to happen, like. I remember she was a mother. I remember her kids in that game actually. Or her son at the very least. But that's her daughter, isn't it? My sweet kiss and joy. So like a true collector, the idea that you're not a true collector, you're like, I'm a collector, you're a trainer, I'm a collector, right? But also, can I say as well, like the 3DS art style of Pokemon games, man, that was a time. They look so pretty. I remember playing this game in one weekend when it first came out. I was so happy.
Must you be so noisy? Even
Yeah, the lack of respect for the Pokemon. Look at this. Not good.
Pokemon. The only thing I need from you is your power. Where is the mother I had known? She abandoned the
And then talking back to her daughter, talking back to her.
They refuse to be perfect. Only think of yourself. We're not toys on the
Heck yeah.
shelf. You need
So it's the idea of thinking things as an object as something to be collected, right?
set these creatures free.
And it's like face the love. It's like face the love of the mother, by the way. Like the idea that this is love, right? This is my love. This is my interpretation of love. And also, this must be emulated because like the actual like art style is still there in the 3DS, but like it's very like clear. There we go. Yeah. Your love is not what you think it is. Oh, I love this guy.
Please, stop! If you use too much of its power, it'll die. Watch. Come to me, my sweet base.
Oh my god. I don't remember this stuff, so it's so cool to see this like again because it's like jogging my memory. I get the idea that's her duty, like she's like, I have to do this. No, really, really sick to see this as well. Like, I think what it does as well is like adds like again, for people that maybe like don't get the impact of what's happening in like the games or stuff like this, because sometimes people can feel like Pokemon games don't have like a serious story or whatever. Sorry, this is the Patreon stuff. I thought it was over there for a second. Yeah, but like I really feel like that's like the like these videos really like delve deep into like the characters and the personalities that come along with every single like story in Pokemon. Like obviously like the stories have gotten deeper as time goes on. Like, you know, you could talk about the fact that like, well, you know, like the original story was like really impactful to me too. And I think as a kid, like, you know, I was not, when I played Pokemon Silver, like, you know, I was like, oh my God, I've never played a game like this in my life at the time. And like, at least like not in that sense. So like there was probably like a feeling from me where I was like, oh my God, like this is video games. But like, I think the story has got more advanced. And in Sun and Moon, remember like the first thing we saw was like a cutscene at the start of it. And it was like, oh, this has changed Pokemon a lot. It was really cool to see that as well, to get like another grasp on the story there of, well, I guess like of those characters that I don't remember the name of all of them, unfortunately. It's been so freaking long since I played that game. I played it originally when it came out in the first weekend. I can see it on my shelf right now. I have Pokemon Moon on the shelf right now, I think. No, do I? No, no, I don't. I have Pokemon Y on the shelf. And I have Pokemon Alpha Sapphire on the shelf and Pokemon Silver as the re-release on the shelf. But I do not. I think I have Sun and Moon on the downloadable on the 3DS. So thank you so much for sending it, Pokegirl. That was awesome to see. The next video is sent in by Cynic. Now, I think they corrected me on the pronunciation, and if I got that wrong, please correct me again. Anyone knows who watches Rome Reacts, please vouch for me. How bad am I at that? Anyone watches my Let's Plays. So if I did get that wrong, and if I'm misremembering how you corrected it, I apologize, because really, that's a very nasty thing to do, isn't it? But let's check this out. This is Polumnia Omnia Performance. Oh, it's the boss theme, right? Or the boss battle theme for Vaughn? Yes, very cool. Let's check it out. Very, very cool. So neat. It's so neat. And it's in Latin, by the way, right? Most of it's in Latin, I believe. Apart from the lyrics from Vaughn. I think his lyrics are a little bit different in a different language. Should I turn captions off of this as well? No. That's fair enough. Oh, wow. What a suit. You're not eating before you sing this in that suit. Jeez, man, the voice, the power of the voice. Holy hell. Again, we talk about it several times how like this is like why Genshin is so cool, is the idea that they like will do stuff like this when they don't have to, but it's just such a nice treat. Music is incredible as usual. And the emotion in this guy as well. Beautiful. Holy hell. And interlacing all the different combat as well. This is such a well put together performance, like for this song. I like how dedicated everyone is. Like you're hearing this, like it's beautiful music. Of course, you would be. It's a crazy boss battle. It's so crazy. Such a presence. Look at this presentation! Oh my god! Staring directly at the camera. Very good job. Are you kidding me? Very cool stuff. Incredibly cool stuff. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. So then there's the second album, Unfoundable Dunes, now available. Yeah, no, it's crazy because that's the album that we saw earlier. That was the album that you can watch now if you so choose. No, really freaking crazy stuff. Because again, like it's just you see the presentation of these performances, the beauty of these performances, and you really can get like so like you know, I guess like it's such a reward. It's such a reward. Like, because these are songs that we heard and we had emotions behind them already. We had this impactful thing that happened in the game. And like, not only does it take us back, but like seeing how dedicated they are, how well presented they are by Genshin themselves, it just means the world to me. Thank you so much for sending in, Cynic. That was so cool to see as well. The next video sent in by Angel313, and it is the Inazuma character secrets, Genshin Impact lore. This was really, really freaking cool. Always super. Oh, there's not. I clicked on the video link to make sure it was the right person that sent it, because sometimes when they don't have like information in the text, like, which is fine, you don't have to. I just wanted to double check, and it came up like a moisturizer ad, which I don't know if they're trying to tell me something. A little bit rude, if I'm being honest here. I think a little bit rude. Yeah, so this is from Angel313, and it's Inazuma character secrets and Genshin Impact lore. We loved this video last time when it came about the Mondstadt characters. Let's check this out.
Welcome to part 4 of the Genshin Impact character secrets, where I'll be diving into the many characters
Great voice as well.
and the hidden
This
secrets
scene.
they keep in their lore. If you missed the first 3 parts of the series, feel free to click the links in the description or catch them at the end of the video. But this is the 4th and
Did you know
final
Yaimiko is
facts I'm
quite possibly one of the coolest characters ever? Wow.
are mostly from the character profiles, voice lines, and character stories instead of the story quests in Hangouts, since most of the time, these blocks of text are usually overlooked by players. Anyway, let's begin. Arataki Ito. Interesting fun fact about Ito is that he is unemployed in legal documents, but he argues that he should only be 3 quarters unemployed. Ito claims to be the first and greatest head of the Arataki gang, the responsibilities and duties of which he tried to explain to some tenured
So he can only be 2/3
when
unemployed?
they came up to him to investigate a rather harmless street brawl.
I'm gonna, again, I always like to use a
Unfortunately,
turnout captions just so you guys can...
not 2 minutes into the explanation before marking him down as
Oh my god.
That designation is not exactly accurate, of course. Other than the gang's activities, which the shogunate does not acknowledge, Ito does do some odd jobs to stay solvent, usually working one day before taking
That's
3 days
awesome.
off. Another fun fact about Ito is the many different fights he got into. One was with Yaimiko, who was sitting in his usual chair in Ito's
Why would you
favorite
try
food
this?
stand. He challenged her to an
Oh,
eating contest,
okay.
but the ramen contained fried tofu, a piece of food that Ito is horribly
Why would you do
allergic
this?
to. He even says that the sight of it leaves him feeling queasy for 3 days straight. In the end, he persisted and even won the chair, not really out of besting Yaimiko, but rather as a trophy by the rather mortified owner of the food stand. It's unclear how much both of them ate. Ito also has a bunch of titles that include, but are not limited to, Arataki the One and Only Ito, Arataki the Oni
These are really
Sumo
cool.
Ito, Arataki the
Really cool.
Pride of Oni Ito, Arataki
Oh my
Veiled
god.
Gladiator
No, that's a great
Ito,
name.
Arataki the Ultimate
Yep.
TCG
Is this names you
Champion
gave yourself?
Ito, and last but not the least, Arataki, he might lose but he'll never admit defeat.
Is that
One
real?
last cool fun fact is that Ito wants rainbow horns. Goro.
So not
in
just
his
about, we're
career-
gonna go into Goro, but like, I thought he actually challenged Yaimiko to a fight, and I'm like, why would anyone even do that ever?
in the Watatsumi army, Goro was the captain of Gargasha too, and this is what they look like. I refuse this video to be posted without mentioning just how cute these things are. Another fun fact about Goro is that he enjoys mountaineering
nice.
and climbing, and actually has his own mountain gear.
Oh.
Kaidahara Kazuha. Kazuha's main hobby isn't poetry making or forging, but it's actually sleeping on the rock in the afternoon. Another
Very
cool
cool.
fun fact about Kazuha is that he doesn't actually resent the Raiden Shogun because of his friend's death. He actually goes out of his way to say that his friend's death was within the terms of the battle, and that the Shogun simply delivered a punishment because his friend lost.
Interesting.
However, his deeper dissatisfaction is because of the Vision Hunt decree.
Of course, that was the big problem, was the Vision Hunt decree, and I think also as well we know that from Kazuha's perspective, like he's all about moving forward.
Ayaka has smaller hobbies that aren't usually expected from the illustrious Shirasagi Himekimi. While it's normal for her to study flower arrangements and sample fine wines, she's also enjoyed making snacks, fishing for goldfishes, and reading the latest novels from Yai Publishing House. During the tea ceremony classes, she tries to use the tea leaves to indulge in some romance-related astrology. She also enjoys arts, music, song, poetry, shogi, and dancing. Her name card, folding fan, Also states that if you're going to give Ayaka a gift, don't give her a summer fan or a throwing fan.
That's really cool. She has a specific fan she wants.
Ayato helped
Another, just to skip back a little bit, just another great character, Ayaka as well. But like again, like the hobbies that like again would make her so fun to hang out with.
Ayaka a gift,
You know what I mean?
don't
So
give her
fun.
a summer fan or a throwing fan. Kamisato Ayato. Ayato helped Kazuha avoid arrest by the Tenryou Commission, but the actual methods of how he did them are unknown. Ayato only
This
says that
handsome
he
man.
has a duty to support him, and we can clearly see that in the 2.6 Iridori Festival. As for Ayato as a character, Ayato particularly likes watching people's faces contort in discomfort. If you have him as a playable character, it's also canon that he enjoys teasing the Traveler's little friend. most
Oh my
likely
god.
Paimon, on a regular
And
basis.
Paimon would fight back. Paimon would fight back.
Ayato is also
Oh,
fond
nice.
of calligraphy and receives excellent brushes
Calligraphy's
as
very
gifts
pretty.
during festivals or birthdays. He stores them in a lovely wooden case, all except 3. One of them, slim and well crafted, is placed on his desk. The second one is stored in a drawer at the bottom. Its fine tip having seen much loving use in the past when Ayato
I
was
love
practicing calligraphy.
hearing about these
Its
little
beginner-friendly
things.
nature also saw it borrowed quite often by Thome and Ayaka back in the day. As for the third, it is stored deep within a wooden cabinet used to store antiques, sealed with a silk bag. Excellent of make and design, it was presented to him by his mother during his adulthood ceremony. Ayato
Like
is
learn
also
about
one of
stuff
the
like
few
that where it's like the
characters
idea of like there was an adulthood ceremony and that he was presented with something in that adulthood ceremony is so sweet to
used
me.
to store antiques, sealed with a silk bag. Excellent of make and design, it was presented to him by his mother during his adulthood ceremony. Ayato is also one of the few characters confirmed to know about the Traveler's origins as being a mystery. He actually asks the Traveler about their journey
Really
before
interesting.
Death. Kujo-Sara. Kujo-Sara says that the most
Like that's like a
distinctively
really
Inazuman
cool
item
detail, right?
origins as being
Like the idea that he has some insight about that, but I wonder if like we opened up to him as well. I said we would a little bit at the very least.
a mystery. He actually asks
A lot of
the
trust to this
Traveler about
person,
their
how much to
journey
keep
before
Inazuma together.
Tevat. Kujo-Sara. Kujo-Sara says that
We
the
love
most
Sara.
distinctively Inazuman item of all time is not actually a blade, but it's a lacquerware carving of, and I quote straight from her voice lines, statue of Her Excellency, the Almighty Narukami Ogosho,
Yeah?
God of Thunder. She places these statues in specially placed display cases and would clean them whenever she returned
Very
home.
dedicated.
If she could not be there, she would arrange for artisans to perform the maintenance job instead. It's also kind of funny that her character's story goes out of her way to subtly take a jab at Sarah's life outside of her duties to the Shogun, saying, and I quote, "To someone like Sarah who lacks friends and who is too busy to have much of a private life, the Raiden Shogun is not merely a deity, but also a form of
Oh, so it's like
You do you, character story 5.
No.
You do you."
So it's like, hey, like she doesn't have any friends, so like the idea of like helping out the Raiden Shogun is like her like relaxation.
Really interested in hiring Thoma to clean the Tenryou Commission estate, if he ever quits working for the Kamisatos, that is. And last fun fact is that Sarah has expressed great respect for both her allies and enemies, but her responsibilities and overall disposition has stopped her from reaching out to anyone beyond
Yeah, I can
professional
imagine
level.
that.
She said that she wanted to play Go with Ayaka. She also has deep respect for Kokomi and Goro,
Of
despite
course.
being her opposition. Still, she does get sentimental when she feels that the happy atmosphere of Inazuma just isn't it for her. Also, did you know that during the beginning of her training, the soldiers actually thought she was a boy because of how early she began?
Well, before we go into to Cookie, like I really feel like that describes like it's almost like we didn't know all that, but we knew all that, right? We could feel all that because that's who Sarah is as a person, like very, very like dedicated, very, very respectful, loves the battle. We saw that with the debates as well and the negotiations that they had. There was like a deep respect amongst characters there. So I like it's 100% believable.
Fun fact, after Cookie's arrival, the gang's business scope extended to a lot more fields, which is weird. From legal consultation, business
Cookie holds those
negotiation,
boys
banquet
together.
catering, and clothing customization. The fact that the Arataki gang is even legally
Yes.
allowed to deal with businesses
Yes,
got
that makes
weird
perfect
to say
sense. Oh my god.
But because Cookie Shinobu just has that many certificates, her, and by unfortunate circumstance, the gang's, credibility shot up by a lot. Another cool fun fact about Cookie is that she has a lot of job qualifications and actually says that being in the gang means she has a lot of free time job hunting and working on exams and reading
she
books.
has to be employed enough to make up for Ito's 2/3 unemployment.
So you can really tell that she likes being in the gang despite their more
Oh, yeah.
logistical problems.
No, like Cookie's an interesting character as well because again holds together that gang with glue.
Fact is that A actually mentions something ominous in her voice lines about the Cataclysm, specifically a thing that appeared 500 years ago that left her fearful. A also has this weird habit of overestimating humanity because she says that she loves desserts and that if someone gets cavities, you can just replace your teeth. In the Raiden Shogun's Ascension lines, she also mentions 3 stages of her journey. Shoden,
How's that an overestimation? Wait, can I hear that again?
Actually, stages of the
Replace your teeth is the name line.
You can just replace your teeth. In the Raiden Shogun's Ascension
Wait,
lines, she
what
also
do you mean?
Something ominous in her voice lines about the Cataclysm.
I love that we're talking about the Cataclysm, but I'm trying to find out about this teeth thing.
That appeared 500 years ago that left her fearful. A also has this weird habit of overestimating humanity because she says that she loves desserts and that if someone gets cavities,
She believes that there is an ability to just replace your teeth right now.
Raiden Shogun's Ascension lines, she also mentions 3 stages of her journey, Shoden, Juden, and Kaiden, which are actually stages of the Menkyo system. The Menkyo system is a Japanese term meaning license of total transmission, according to Wikipedia. And there's actually a 4th stage known as Hiden that isn't included in the Raiden's voice lines. And last but not the least, the mysterious technique that A used to create the puppets was a Conrian technique, according to the Balladeer story.
So she used a technique that was known to the Conrians to be able to create the puppet, I guess. Okay, yeah, like really interesting character again because I love how they showed like the kind of like very like not. I guess there is like an airheaded side to some people, but like she's an incredible character, an incredibly smart character. But there's also the idea of like oh, you can eat as much sweets as you want, so you can replace your teeth. Amongst all the really dark themes and like the dark magic that she's using, to create a puppet, like there's like that really feeling of levity in between everything as well. It's really cool.
Really wanted to keep the information here limited to stuff
Pen pals with Yaimiko?
profiles, but I just really wanted to say that Kokomi and Yaimiko writing to each other is a really cute fun fact
pretty
about her. They're both pen pals, and
it's
I
so
find
pretty.
that
Such a
adorable.
cute thing to hear about.
Kokomi states that she actually never had the intention to be the divine
Right.
priestess. Actually dreads that role because that was an obligation given to her as a succession. It wasn't like Jean's title of acting grandmaster that she holds with grace or tact. Kokomi instead has deeper fascinations about military strategies, and she herself wants to become an advisor. But because of her bloodline, she has no choice but to be the leader instead.
We know that she's very good at it. Sayu, we know she's very good at it, but we also know that she like gets very tired of the stuff that she has to do easily, obviously, because there's a lot she has to do.
Sayu's ninjutsu art, Yuhu art, actually has a bunch of neat tricks under it. It's known for escape, silhouette vanishing, aura concealment, and clone techniques. Its aesthetic flair is also one of the many reasons that Sayu has been invited to festivals and whatnot. Another neat fun fact about Sayu is about her outfit. Her outfit is oftentimes mistaken for a tanuki, which it's actually not supposed to resemble in universe. Sayu is fond of the huge hood because she feels that it brings her a sense of security, while the long tail is designed for Sayu to maintain balance on the branches.
Cute.
It's supposed to resemble the Mujina, which is instead a Japanese badger.
That's really
not
interesting.
The tanuki, which is the Japanese raccoon dog.
Like, Heijo, I hear the comments. Get him out of prison. come on, Hoyo. No, with the Sayu stuff is so adorable as well, and the idea of a hood like for security. This character loves a good sleep and loves feeling safe. Yeah.
So, Heizo not beating the Animo dead friend allegations. Heizo's dead friend comes from his childhood.
Jesus.
He lived in a remote village where his family was quite reputable, and his father was a martial artist
Great hair,
of
by
small
the way.
prominence. But Heizo didn't really like that, even though he was forced to learn martial arts alongside his father. This would persist until Heizo made a friend who claimed to be from a wealthy merchant family at a festival. This friend brought him all sorts of gadgets, from books from Sumeru to mysterious toys from Fontaine. But as they grew older, Heizo realized that his friend's clothes didn't resemble this illustrious rich merchant's son. Unexpectedly, his friend admitted to having deceived him and confessed that these knickknacks were stolen from the merchant's
Oh my
guild.
god.
Regrettably enough, Heizo was furious and reprimanded his friend harshly, telling him that they're not friends anymore. He threw out all of the toys that he'd been given except for a small green pebble. The small green pebble was one that he fished from the stream with his friend.
Oh, that's so sad.
Things that weren't stolen. A year later, Heizo would eventually meet his friend again in the festival they first met each other. But instead of the merry laughs and cheers, his friend collapsed by the roadside in a pool of his own blood. His friend had gotten into a fight with someone trying to steal his purse, and in turn got a dagger plunged straight into his heart. What was inside the purse, however, wasn't Mora. Instead, it was a second green pebble that they fished from the stream. This story is how
why would they do that? Why would you do that ever?
Keizo got his vision. Thoma. Thoma's life in Mondstadt is actually pretty vague, but Jean and Nilou are the only two characters that he mentions in his voice lines. Thoma isn't fully a Mondstadter though. His father was Inazuman. The reason that Thoma even sailed to Inazuma was because his father left one day to return there. However, Thoma never really found him. Another fun fact is that Yaimiko scares Thoma no matter how much he wants to deny it.
As she should.
Yaimiko sheds. Alright, that's as weird as that's going to sound. But during a particular incident with Ayasa Bathhouse, which is an Atlan-styled hot springs, she might have accidentally shed some
You do that. You do that.
What in the world that means is up
You
to
do what you want to
decide.
do.
Another neat fun fact is that as a young kitsune, Miko would attend the Hyakumonogatari Daikai, or the Great Meeting of 100 Tales, where the yokai would tell their fascinating tales and stories, even though they're not completely true. And one final fun fact about Yaimiko was that during the incident with the Raiden Gokuren, Miko was the one that interceded between the Shogun's final judgment and the numerous clans that were involved. She rescued the Kamisato clan in an
She
hour
is
of peril,
incredible.
and thus the Kamisato clan
Yes.
was spared from this.
Look at this incredible
In her character
being.
stories, some people actually suspected that the Guji knew something was off about the whole situation, which is now that we have context from the Iridori Festival, it's possible that at the time she had an inkling that Kunikuzushi might have been involved. Some people also speculated that she had talks with the Kamisato, but the whole truth of the matter is unknown.
Before we go to Yaimiko, I just want to say fully Yaimiko. I didn't know about that aspect of it, by the way. But like Yaimiko is like a character who means a lot more to Inazuma than is given credit for. She does a lot for Inazuma and has done a lot for Inazuma, and is one of the most powerful people in Inazuma.
Yoimiya actually has a bunch of knickknacks that she sells on occasions. From marbles that bloom when they knock into each other, to tops that chirp like birds, to dragonfly toys that change colors when they fly, Yoimiya has a lot of things. So much so that Ito actually buys from her a lot. And that's it for me today. Those are just my little pickings of the
Really
very
good stuff.
deep character stories of Inazuma, and I've honestly only scratched the surface. I really suggest you read them for yourself, and this is just a little
No,
bits
it's
that I
really
find
fun to see.
fascinating. Anyway, my name is Aster, and thank you for chilling with me.
There's all your supporters. No, it's just super interesting to see stuff like that because it again, it's the tiny things, but also they add up to big things. Like we saw the stuff with like Haizu, like I did not know that at all. It just adds up so much to their characters that you just want to kind of see more of them as well. But like they're apologizing for like, oh, it's just a few little things I saw. Show off all the stuff you saw, man. Like whatever you want to show, I'm here for it. Really, really beautiful stuff. I love learning little things about Yaimiko, but then again, it confirms what we knew about Yaimiko. The little things about Sayu with her hood. And again, not only just that, but like characters like Goro learning how to climb. Like all those little things add up so much. Not learning how to climb, is an avid climber. Those little things add up so freaking much to creating a whole character, right? And I said that before, like the little things matter just as much as the big things because they really add a lot to who the character is and what decisions they'll make. I like the fear that they have of Yaimiko or what Yaimiko thinks about a certain character. Yaimiko especially, by the way, I just get so interested in her character because she's someone who at first is just seen as someone who's like, oh, she's a bit nasty. She's like, she kind of mean to people. But in reality, all of that is just like really good fun for her. She finds it so much fun. She never means really bad to anything of that. Because genuinely, not only in history she helped people, she was the reason that we won in the end. That we saved the Raiden Shogun, that we saved Inazuma in the end. She was that reason. Thank you so much for sending that in, Angel313. Angel. The next video is sent in by Felicitas Felix, and it is a HoYoFair video. Which we always like, when we see that, we always get, our ears perk up. We're like, oh, it's a HoYoFair video, here we go. And it is a Aether and Lumine song. So turn on closed captions. I will do that. No problem. Let's check it out. Ah, man. Come on. Like it always gets me seeing them all in modern times. Seeing the depictions of them in modern times, it always gets to me. Oh, the doing of the hair! This like it's totally like accompanying the last one we saw. Oh my god. That's cool. Oh my god. Inseparable twins drawn on his face, but that's a cute drawing. Like that's gonna make him look better, you know? Honestly, sweetheart. Playing games together. What are you playing? This is so sweet. This is so freaking sweet. I must descend. Descenders. Wait, what happened? Wait, what happened? The headphones again. Wait. And the head. But it's a hanging head. Wait, what are you doing here? What are you doing with this? No, how dare. Let's cease this. Let's end this. Wait, what happened to them? Is the other one missing or something? That's Mondstadt. In the background there. Oh, look at the picture of them as well. Look at that. Oh, is it when they're gonna see each other again? That is a cute hat. We love a cute hat. This is so good. The colors are so beautiful. The animation is so pretty. Like the art style, I should say. And some crisps. Look! What are they doing with this? Like, I must have done something. You are all trying to kill me. You want me dead. You just hand them. Oh my god. No, not that! Oh my god. This is so pretty. Like, obviously they're trying to depict, like, the separation in modern times as well with Lusamine and Aether as well. And Aether as well. No. 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 Cease. What? Your hair is growing a little longer. Do you still remember? We will be reunited. Are you kidding me? So sweet. So freaking sweet. So sweet. Again, depicting their story in modern times. We're watching it again just because I want to focus just on the lyrics themselves, because I feel like I was focusing on the lyrics and the visuals sometimes. It's not that it's difficult, but like, the visuals are so good. So always teasing me with the proud grin. I love this. Just making them look cooler. It's such a beautiful depiction, guys. It's so beautiful. I'll find you. Yeah, I must descend to me is insane. Right? It's insane how like then they just go into this like separation aspect of it. That's killing me. No worry, I'll find you right away. You've gotten used to it as well. They haven't though. They haven't. That hat, I can't get over it. Such a good look. Like, again, the reason I'm watching this again is because, like, obviously some of the visuals are so striking and beautiful that, like, I just, like, sometimes I was not looking at the lyrics at some points, and sometimes I was, you know. So I want to make sure I read them all. A fleeting vision of you. This happens quite a bit with them as well, by the way, in the actual story. Like this scene as well. I legit think that, like, I'll have to check that I probably did something that people are trying to kill me this week. And your hair's going a little longer. It's such a sad thing to say, but anyone you haven't seen in a long while, right? Beautiful smile. And we will be reunited. There you go. I'm back. Man, when this hug happens in Genshin, and it will happen, mark my freaking words, it's gonna kill us all. It's gonna be so beautiful. You know, just a beautiful HoYoFair video. I think what happens all the times with these is that, like, you know, I see the HoYoFair thing and, like, you get excited, but, like, I think, like, the fan videos in general are just so beautiful. Because as I was watching the Genshin Impact video that was official, I was like, this is, yeah, it's so beautiful. And then I was like, okay, like, and, like, obviously they have a lot more money behind it. But I think that's what's so cool about, like, you know, Genshin doing that officially, and then also seeing the fan videos as well, is because you can have, like, you know, it doesn't, you know, it's like you can have this beautiful thing that has so much money behind it, that's so beautiful, so gorgeous, and it has all those emotions. And you can also see someone in someone else's art style as well, see these beautiful stories as well. It's all beautiful. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I feel like the Genshin fanbase is one of the most creative fan bases, and it's because it's so supported by Genshin, they're able to make masterpieces like this. Yeah, just again, just depicting Aether and Lumine's story in modern times. Can only respect it, can only love it. Thank you so much for showing that off. Felix, so cool to see, so beautiful, great depiction. You guys know I'm a sucker for the depiction of Genji characters in modern times. Thank you. The next video is sent in by Malcolm Condé, and it's a Backrooms informational video. We know the Backrooms stuff by Kane Pixels is terrifying. Let's check it out. Okay. Sure. Oh God, so sorry about that. I forgot to press the transition button, so I was just there going, okay, great. It's my bad.
Welcome to the Project KV-31 Research and Development Team. In this short, informative video, you will be briefed on the required protocol in regard to Project KV-31, as well as
this stuff is creepy sometimes.
Future development plans. What is Project KV-31? Project KV-31 pertains to the study and development of the async low-proximity magnetic distortion system.
Threshold. We know that's the door to the frickin' Backrooms.
For the sake of convenience, you may hear your peers refer to the project under any of the following titles.
So there's other words for it as well.
The door. The Backrooms. The complex.
Hallways. Just hallways.
Unauthorized usage of these terms outside of the async research facility is strictly prohibited. The threshold without guided supervision.
So like I think these informational videos are so scary because like they remind, like, again, it's like informational videos in general are always like very unsettling because they're never like very real, like they don't feel real, you know what I mean? They feel like almost like they are like a parallel universe, but this is like so grainy and terrifying as well. It makes you feel uneasy.
Are to be comprised of no fewer than 3 individuals.
Stop. I think I'd just break down and cry if I got transported here, but I guess like you would have like a survival instinct, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but that was 2 weeks ago.
I'll check if there's captions as well, just because I don't want to, you know, unavailable. Perfect. Not perfect that there's unavailable captions, but you know what I mean, like, just so I'm not missing out on anything.
I mean, do you really think that that's actually a bad thing in this situation? I mean, there's too many variables. It's probably to reset the whole circuit. It's doable. Well, you know how it is. There's one thing that just needs to know, and how to move it.
So unnerving, so unsettling, isn't it? Like, it gives you a feeling at the pit of your stomach, right? It's like you ate something bad, if that does that make sense? It's like, ooh. And I know I didn't eat anything bad, because for breakfast I had like a pudding sandwich. So.
Hey guys, can you hear this? Hey!
No! I'd be done! You'd never see me again!
Guys.
I'd be out of here! I'd be running!
Guys.
That would be so terrifying. That would be so terrifying.
Open! Hey! There's this one.
Like, it goes from, like, it's unsettling, but at the same time, it's like, now it goes from, like, this fear. Like, you know the way, like, if you're ever, like, oh my god. You know when, like, you if you ever lost, like, your parents, like, when you're in, like a supermarket? But, like, this is, like, times a million. You know what I mean? It's like, I am lost, and I know this place is dangerous. There's that kind of fungus type thing again, I'm guessing? This is, like, I was holding my breath for a bit there because I was like, I better, like, you know, like, you get so immersed. I was like, literally, I could not breathe for a second. I was not allowing me to breathe my own body for a second. It's just this empty void. That's all it is. Just this empty void. That's not an empty void. That's worse. It's worse. What? The wallpaper? I would pick it up right away and keep it with me. I would obtain it, and it would never leave my side. Oh, like the old tools? Texas Chainsaw style? What even? How is that even here? Like, everything feels so abstract. Like, what, is it wallpaper? Is it an actual thing? No, every corner is terrifying. I want to go home. Stop. Stop swinging so quickly. Maybe it's better they ripped the band-aid off. Me shouting at this man in distress. Stop swinging so quickly. Him going through everything, me sitting here in my comfy chair. Stop swinging. I am hand over chest right now. Wait, that's a... It's like a research room. Like a server room almost?
Hello?
Uh-oh. You have gone too far. No! You know what though? You almost would be happy if there's an alarm going off, right? Because that means there's someone there, or someone will come, but like then again, if it's a monster. But in your mind, as a rational human, you would think at the time, a security guard's gonna come and save me, right? That's what you think about right away. That's what I think about if an alarm went off. Like if I was trapped in this crazy place, you know, when an alarm goes off, you think at least the police will be here soon. You know what I mean? Like at least the security guard will show up. At least the owner will show up. Oh, that... Insane. Insane stuff. And it's crazy that I still only knew about the Backrooms as a peripheral thing. So this always just makes me feel like I should have an open mind with more things. Because when I first saw the Backrooms on Twitter, I was like, how can this be scary? And then Malcolm sent me the video and I was like, this is absolutely terrifying. This is actually an absolutely terrifying thing. I said the same thing about Five Nights at Freddy's, and that makes me feel really happy to be wrong. Because remember, like, I didn't say it openly. I said it to myself when I would see, like, MatPat upload a video about Five Nights at Freddy's. And I remember it used to be like, how is this? This doesn't look scary. Like, these creatures just look really funny. And then I played it and I was like, oh, I get it. And I watch other people play it. I've watched like Amanda and Shane from Smosh play it, and it's like, yes, that's what it's more terrifying than people give it credit for. I remember John Wolfe said it years ago as well, and made me go like, oh, I should try it. Because he was talking about how like people laugh at Five Nights at Freddy who haven't played it. And like they go, oh, how is this scary? It's like, play it. It has such good tension, and it does. And with the backroom stuff, I remember I was seeing a Twitter post years ago that was like, if you how one image can scare you. I'm like, it's just a yellow room. How is that scary? And then you're like, oh my god, the way how everything feels familiar but also different. The way it feels like an underground of like, you know when you go into like an underground area of like a shopping center or something, such a scary place. It feels like you're going to be lost. And like with this, it feels like everywhere is familiar. Anything can be around every corner, and nothing is around every corner at the same time. Terrifying stuff. I'm glad I got to see this stuff. Thank you so much for sending in, Malcolm. That was awesome. Another video sent in by Fizzle here, and it is the visuals for, I guess, last week's song, which is the Suo MV. Let's check it out here. Interesting stuff to start off with. The Gnosis as well. Man, with the Otari as well, it makes me so upset whenever I see it. Like, I get so freaking, like, upset because I know, like, what's gonna happen. You know, do you ever feel this when you're watching a Vaughn video and you want to jump in and stop it from happening? You know what I mean? Is that you get that vibe for me too? Because look at this, like, I want... This song is so cool as well. If I should be turning on captions... Oh no, it's okay, that's fine. It's such a sick song. We talked about last week how we like, or the other week when we felt like it was like, you know, like a really sick song that I would actually listen to. Like, look at this depiction as well. The purple fire. Jesus. Oh, with the puppet strings as well. I always feel so freaking bad, but I just want the best for this character. Like, oh my god. It's so much talent in this. So much incredible talent in this. This visual gets me as well. The holding at the back of the neck and over the ears, right? Oh no! And look at the face as well. I always say, by the way, if you can get the eyes right for Vaughn, you know that character, right? If you can get the eyes right. That's so sad. To me, anyway, if you can get the eyes right, you've done it right. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, just what I'm talking with the eyes. Look at the eyes. It's so sad. My heart's like I want to jump through the screen and grab. And there it is. Yeah, that scene as well. Such beautiful visuals added to this as well. Like I feel like they do such. And again, like I feel like we're like, you know, you feel that in your heart. And like my heart is like, you know, like fluttering a little bit just because like it's such a great depiction of the character. It's such a vulnerability as well when people depict Vaughn, which I think is the exact way you're supposed to depict him. I think, you know, the best way to depict Vaughn is between two things. It's either like if Vaughn's like, you know, dancing or, you know, like kind of like I guess just be, I guess, how do I say it? If Vaughn is dancing and just being themselves, like in kind of like a cool motion, you make them be like, look like they're like so, like not self-confident, but so like kind of like they still have that tinge of like the world sucks, you know, because they know the world sucks in a lot of ways. But if you're depicting their story, I think the sadness in the eyes is like almost a must sometimes. And if you're not going to show the sadness in the eyes, then I feel like the vulnerability in their motion, their movements, the pain that they feel, I feel like it's always really well depicted in this stuff. And it's like one of those things I'm like, yes, I want that to be depicted because that's the character, but also it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. The next video is sent to my Arcadia Pride, and we're going to be making some soup with Mori Kitchen. And it is a heat-quelling soup for Dr. Baiju. Let's check it out. Luckily, I'm eating very soon, so... What are those? Heat-quelling soup this time. Okay. I hope Chi-Chi will love it. Chi-Chi's probably a very good cook as well, I bet. So that's a pear? Pears look so juicy, don't they, from any percent? My pears look a bit different. Is it a different type of pear, I suppose? Artistry, by the way, from Mori Kitchen here. Oh my god. Look at this. Now it's ASMR. Like, it looks so good. Oh my god, I just want to bite into it. But you gotta resist the urge, right? Oh my god, you're making like little cups? I suppose you can eat the shavings, right? Or maybe you have to use them for the actual soup itself. Because you can't use that as a cup, right? Whitewood ear mushrooms in the water. What? I've never heard of whitewood ear mushrooms in my life. The wolfberry. Incredible. Like already, look at the talent here. Rock sugar. Oh my god, a pear top. It is a cup. It is a cup. Mori, you genius. I want to get one of those myself, by the way. I know I already have a hob, but I love those little cooker things. They're cool. Oh my dear lord. What a day we're having. Heat that up. With the sieve on top. Because you're steaming it. Incredible. And this is just all to make soup? Oh my lord. What is that? A little flour? Wait, that's the soup? Are you serious? That's so easy and quick to make. Mori, you really like have done something so incredible with such a short amount of time. You made it look so easy. Made it look so easy. When is Mori Kitchen not impressive, though? When is Mori Kitchen not impressive? That's what I gotta say. And then you get to eat the pear as well. Beautiful stuff again. Oh, look at the Klee. Ocean sand? What? If I could say as well, before we go into the last video here, I like soup. My favorite soup is potato and leek. I love also tomato and red pepper soup. Oh my god. And I remember, I love like carrot and coriander as well. Oh, it's so good. Butternut squash soup, so good too. Oh my god. I had a mushroom soup one time at a restaurant. years ago. So good. It's so good. All that stuff is so good. Honestly, like I think it's like so impressive how they can do something in such a short amount of time. But that's Mori Kitchen. They're so good at like making things look incredibly easy and fun, and it's just always really neat to see. I didn't expect the video to be so short, but that's what it is. It's Mori Kitchen. The best. I love watching cooks on YouTube all the time. Obviously, I can't watch a lot of Mori Kitchen because like Mori Kitchen is like a Genshin, because I'm worried about getting recommended stuff. But on my work account for sure, I love watching it here. I'm glad it gets sent in by Arcadia Pride. Arcadia Pride, thank you so much for sending in. It looked really refreshing. That's the thing. It looks super refreshing for a soup. You know what I mean? Very cool. And the last video sent in today is from Cat Sith. And it's a bit of a blast from the past. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, when localizing Japanese anime for the English-speaking audience meant massive edits, hamburgers replacing rice balls, and all new soundtracks in English and opening songs. Here's the English home for North America and the UK, I believe. The anime is called Card Captors Sakura, or is known for the localized English title, Card Captors. I've heard of this anime, and you were very right, by the way. 4Kids, when they translated Yu-Gi-Oh!, they replaced guns with fingers. So there's literally scenes where, like, Bandit Keith is supposed to steal a gun and point it at someone, but instead he jumps up and just points his finger at someone instead. And it's like, it's so funny. It's so funny what they do there. Let's check this out. Card Captors. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Yu-Gi-Oh is one of my favorite shows of all time. We love card games.
Today on Card Captors.
Today on Card Captors. Oh man! I love the style. Again, we talk about it all the time, like about the old style of anime and stuff, I guess. And someone recently posted on Twitter about it, which I actually thought was very, very true. Which is like, it feels like this was all like, you know, the influence of like of quite a few artists that were around at the time, and it's lost now. It really is lost, this kind of style that happens. It's such a beautiful style that nowadays, like, you know, we can look at this, and again, I'll skip back again just so we're not interrupting. We can look at this and go, this is a beautiful art style, beautiful artwork, all this stuff. And I think a lot of modern audiences, like if they saw something like, you know, they had this type of art style now, they'd be like, what is this? And it's like that's just because they're so used to like a very clean, prim and proper presentation a lot of times, which is fine too. I watch so much modern anime. I'm literally watching Vinland Saga right now for the first time. So there's like, I love modern anime too, but I feel like this is a lost art and a lost style with this old style of anime. It really is. To me, anyway, it is. And it is influence. It is influence. It's who the artists are, who's making the art. You know what I mean? It changes over time. Like, this is gorgeous. Big eyebrows, we love. So showing what happens on every episode, are they before it happens, or is it is that a thing? Huh? Yeah! Oh my god! It's so sick! Yeah! I love it! Oh my god. Oh, give the kick. Oh, great character designs as well, by the way. I want to watch this. And if it's fully dubbed on Crunchyroll, I will watch it, and I'll... Oh, it's almost over. I don't want it to be over. If it's fully dubbed on Crunchyroll, I will watch it, and I will, like, draw. That's what I usually do, where, like, I put on dubs, and, like, I watch them as I draw, and it's so much fun. And the inspiration just flows from the screen, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, yes! I will steal all the inspiration, give it to me. It's so cool. This song's amazing. And that's it for Home Reacts, but first, obviously, we're going to talk about, like, what we just saw. I am a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! I was a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. I was obsessed with it. I would watch it every single day. I would obsess over it. I would talk about it constantly. I still talk about it to this day. You know, my first ever crush was Joey Wheeler. Like, honestly, like, But like what I love about those again, there's so much thought put into the theme songs. It's like reminds me of like Yu Yu Hakusho or even like Pokemon as well. Like with the theme songs would have like these very, in the English version would have this very like powerful power ballad that would like honestly make the show like elevate to the point that it's remembered forever. Like you will remember that song forever because of the elevation of the song as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like that song will stay in my head forever. I know for a fact because right now my body is urging me to go card captors. You know, I want to do it. And I did it. And I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be cooking a risotto later and I'm going to be going card captors. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. Really cool stuff to see that. Thank you so much for sending this in. Guys, I have to express this to all of you and I hope this gets true to all of you. Roma Reacts means the world to me. It means so freaking much to me. It really does. It is, and I'll probably put this message at the start as well, but it is a celebration not only of like the Patreon community, but I feel like it's one of the most, like people tell me in the comments all the time, and you patrons can listen to this as well when you hear this, people tell me all the time in the comments that it's just a really fun time where we sit down and it's like we're watching videos together. And I think that's so much fun. I'm getting chills just thinking about it because that's one of my favorite things to do. To me, this is like the biggest celebration of the community we do. And there's such a wide variety of videos like this. This week we had Final Fantasy, we had Alien Stage, we had obviously Genshin, we had Honeyworks videos, we had One Piece, we had Pokemon, we had music, we had Backrooms, we had cooking videos, we had card captors opening. It is incredible to see all this stuff, and I thank you guys so much always for watching. And I'll put that. I'll put a note saying I'm putting this message in at the start as well, just because I want you guys to actually hear this as well, because I'm not silly. I watch YouTube videos as well. I know that when the person starts doing the intro, sometimes we go, that's it, Actually, you know what's funny though? I say that, but how many people comment on the outros and doing the thing in the Genshin videos? So maybe I'm wrong. But I'm just going on even if 10% of people do that, I want them to hear that too. So guys, thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for supporting the series. Thank you so much to the Never Can Repay the BB Gangsters here on Patreon. And thank you so much to all the new patrons that have come out and supported this too. It means the absolute world to me. So thank you to Tyfire2, Jamie Bull, Jonathan Allen, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Mule, Radish, Anusta, Shabata Bread, Mountain Henry, Death Trap, Vince Markle. And guys, I will see you all next week for more reacts. I say that as if I'm not going to be uploading another 12 videos this week. See you soon.